The United Arab Emirates Defense Ministry says the country's air defenses are actively engaging with a missile and drone attack as the Iran war's shaky ceasefire is once again challenged, and American forces their own confrontation with Iran.
The U.S. military says it intercepted Iranian attacks on 3 U.S. Navy ships Thursday as they transited the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump described the confrontation this way.
You probably heard we took our 3 destroyers and we rammed them through some pretty big stuff today, and the destroyers weren't hurt in any way. The people weren't hurt, but they were firing at us, and we were firing back at them.
Central Command says U.S. forces then targeted Iranian military facilities responsible for the attack. Meanwhile, the president says the U.S. is still negotiating with Iran.
We're not going to give them the right to have a nuclear weapon. There's 0 chance, and they know that, and they've agreed to that. Let's see if they are willing to sign it.
Ben Thomas, Washington.
Spanish health authorities are preparing for more than 140 passengers and crew members from the hantavirus-stricken cruise ship that's now headed for the Canary Islands. Epidemiologist Dr. Chantal Rovers says that while the Andes strain is not so contagious as to cause a pandemic, it is still dangerous.
Usually hantaviruses are not transmitted from human to human. And the Andes virus, that's a different story because human-to-human transmission can occur.
But not easily. Following Tennessee's lead, Alabama lawmakers could vote today on a Republican-friendly congressional redistricting plan. Alabama has asked federal judges to lift a court order that requires a second black majority district. On Wall Street, Dow futures 124 points higher, NASDAQ futures up 157. Townhall.com.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most, after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications the top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Partial election results from Britain show losses for Prime Minister Keir Starmer's Labour Party and wins for Reform UK in local balloting.
There appears to be a major realignment and fracturing underway in British politics. The results so far suggest an erosion or even ending of Britain's two-party system, with both Labour and Conservatives taking a hammering and Reform on the populist right and the Greens on the populist left on the rise. In the short term, the results are likely to put intense pressure on the leadership of the spectacularly unpopular Keir Starmer from within the governing Labour Party.
The BBC's Rob Watson. The death toll from an explosion at a fireworks factory this week in central China has risen to 37. Local authorities say one person is still missing, that according to China's official Xinhua news agency. News and analysis at townhall.com. Post Office may change a long-standing policy on firearms in the mail.
The United States Postal Service is considering a rule change that would allow anyone to send handguns through the mail for the first time in nearly 100 years. A 1927 law prohibits the shipment of handguns through USPS unless they are from licensed retailers. Democratic attorneys general sent a letter in opposition to the change, arguing that it would override state gun laws and make it easier for felons and domestic abusers to access firearms. The Department of Justice, which issued an opinion in January calling the 1927 law unconstitutional, says allowing for the shipment of handguns will make it easier for lawful gun owners to transport their firearms. Keith Peters, Washington.
Yesterday it was the Pope. Today, Secretary of State Rubio visiting Italy meets with the Italian prime and foreign ministers. More on these stories, townhall.com.
All right, folks, I need you to do something right now. Go to johnfredericksradio.com and take our brand new 2028 Republican presidential straw poll. Who do you want leading the ticket? Don't let the elites decide. Make your voice heard. While you're there, weigh in on two huge issues: eminent domain reform and President Trump's tariff policies. Are they protecting American workers or hurting growth? This is your movement, your vote, your voice, your choice. Go to johnfredericksradio.com right now and take the poll.
For the first time ever, we're bringing you MyPillow mattresses and mattress toppers for as low as $99.98. Remember, sleep's all about temperature and pressure points. Whatever sleep needs you have, we have the right technology for you. Like our MyPillow mattress topper, our queen size has over 10,000 individual comfort supports to help relieve your pressure points. And how about our 3-inch Hybrid Plus mattress topper? It's infused with copper and silver to help your body get the restorative sleep it needs. And our MyPillow and Case Coil mattresses, I personally helped develop these mattresses to make sure they have everything needed to give us great sleep. Plus, they're made right here in the USA, and they ship right to your front door, absolutely free.
Go to MyPillow.com or call 800-854-0504 and use promo code Godzilla to get MyPillow mattresses and toppers for as low as $99.98 and free shipping.
How much did you win at Rosie's Gaming Emporium?
Hi, I'm Jerry from Richmond. I won a $23,000 jackpot at Rosie's.
I'm Tammy. I'm from Newport News, and I just won a $5,400 jackpot from Rosie's.
Hi, my name is Kim, and I'm from West Virginia, and I won $99,000 jackpot at Rosie's.
Are you ready? Learn more about Rosie's rewards and jackpots at rosiesgaming.com. Must be 18 or older. Problem gambling? Call 1-888-532-3500.
Hey folks, Al Green here for SatPhone. When you're on the go, you want to know you're connected. If it's a family vacation or an off-the-grid escape to a remote destination, having reliable communication helps you feel safe and secure. You can't afford to find yourself in a dead zone. That's why you need SatPhone. SatPhones are reliable, durable, and give you global coverage. If you can get outside, you can get in touch. It's that simple. Make calls from your SatPhone to any regular cell phone in the United States. The phones are $1,500 value, but you can get yours free. Just sign up for a 15-month plan, $94.95 a month. Get 150 minutes monthly that roll to the next month. Go 3 months without using them, that's fine. Yes, 3 months, 450 minutes, all yours. Visit SAT123.com or call 855-980-5830. SAT123.com, 855-980-5830. Get surety and security with your SatPhone. Call now.
The Trump administration has brought a lot of positive changes when it comes to fixing our broken healthcare system, but there's only so much the government can do. And if we really want to make America healthy again, that starts at home, and that's where the Wellness Company comes in. The Wellness Company allows you to make sure you're prepared for whatever happens with their prescription medical kits, which contain an assortment of life-saving medications and guidebooks to assist in the proper use of these medications. The Wellness Company also offers a variety of health products, from parasite cleanses to methylene blue to weight loss and so much more, helping you stay healthy and live a longer, better, healthier life. Make America healthy again. That starts at home. So do your part and protect the health of you and your family. All you have to do is go to twc.health/Godzilla today and order. That's twc.health/Godzilla. Use promo code Godzilla to save 10%. That's twc.health/Godzilla.
Happy Friday morning, listening family. You're listening to the John Fredericks Media Network. I'm Dan Hobgood. Time for a look at weather and sports. We'll start, as we always do, with where I am in Richmond, Virginia. And I tell you what, Akron's going to get tired of losing to the Squirrels 5-4. Second night in a row. That was the final tally there. So the Richmond Ball Club was a winner on Star Wars night. Everybody celebrated by kissing his sister. I'm kidding. First pitch tonight, 7:05. In the meantime, a high 72 in Pleasant. Now, that is a pleasant temperature, AccuWeather. Something in the 80s, that's at least warm, if not hot. 72 is pleasant. Low tonight of 52 and partly cloudy. Right now, the temperature is 44 degrees. In the nation's capital, the Nats were winners over the Twins, 7-5 yesterday. The D.C. club will head to Miami for the weekend. First pitch there tonight, 7:10. In Washington today, also 72 and pleasant. Low of 52 and mostly cloudy. Right now, the temperature is 49 degrees. Atlanta, you got a big road series coming up with the Braves this weekend. They're in L.A. to face the defending champion Dodgers. 10-10 first pitch. High temperature today in Atlanta of 74, a low of 58 and partly cloudy. Right now the temperature is 56 degrees. Well, Philadelphia couldn't win them all against the A's. 12-1, the Athletics were winners last night. The Rockies are in town in Philadelphia for a series beginning tonight. Meanwhile, the Flyers, one loss away from the offseason after another loss to Carolina last night. High today in Philadelphia of 70 and breezy, low 54 and cloudy. Right now the temperature is 51 degrees. Morgantown, West Virginia baseball headed to Lawrence for a clash of heavyweights this weekend against Kansas. High today in By God, West Virginia, 65, mostly cloudy. Low of 51 with late showers right now. Temperature is 38 degrees. All right, Yinzers. Despite losing a first game 9-0, the Buccos rally to win another road series, fourth in a row yesterday in Arizona. 4-2 the final score there. And according to multiple outlets, starting with 93.7 The Fan Morning Show. Look, I know Yinz guys are sensitive about that, so there's your attribution. Aaron Rodgers set to re-sign with the Steelers this weekend. You know who's most excited about it? I'm sure he won't be able to stop talking about it this morning, is John Fredericks. Wow, such a fan of Pittsburgh sports news. High today in Pittsburgh, 63 and passing showers. Low of 52 with an occasional shower. Right now the temperature is 44 degrees. Bringing you today's weather and sports update is the Godzilla Wins radio show for the best insight, analysis, and picks. Watch and listen to Godzilla Wins Saturday mornings from 9 to 11 all across the John Fredericks Media Network. Plus, to get John's daily sports picks, as always, go to GodzillaWins.com. Once again, that's GodzillaWins.com. This has been Dan Hobgood for the John Fredericks Media Network. Outside the Box with the Ox is next, followed by the incomparable John Fredericks Show. Stay tuned, everyone.
Axios reports that Gen Zers are, quote, ditching social media in pursuit of better mental health, and that they're going analog to get away from screens and apps. One said he's a Twitter and Instagram junkie and needed social media to simply tell him who he is before cutting it off in a month offline challenge. Said he loves the sense of privacy now. A 17-year-old mentioned how teens don't want to delete apps for the fear of missing out, FOMO, but then realized she wasn't missing out on anything. The Dumb Phone 2 by Dumb.co is selling hundreds, they say. Still got contacts, texting, and calling, and even things like Uber and Google Map apps, but just what they call essential ones. Though the story also cites a study finding American adults' social media usage is declining too. 12% of us over 65 use no social media at all. 7% of Gen Zers say that now. Well, unconfirmed reports from outside the box are that the same Gen Zers polled were also overheard telling their parents that the cigarettes in their coat pocket that mom found belonged to their friend's older sister, that they found that half-empty bottle of Crown Royal that was under the passenger seat of their car along the side of the road. Didn't know what it was, but thought the bottle and purple cloth drawstring bag over it seemed neat, so they picked it up. And the smell from their tree fort in the backyard last night was because the neighbor was burning leaves.
Mostly Maui Wowie, man. Yeah, but it's got some Labrador in it.
Ahem. Here outside the box with the Ox in the Eastern Time Zone and now in West Virginia on the John Fredericks Media Network.
John Fredericks.
It is the most egregious thing I've seen in a lifetime.
President Trump.
The whole thing is ridiculous.
When politics start getting wild.
They want to have every single thing that you don't want. Raise taxes, men and women's sports. They're going to open up their border.
Trump hits the speed dial.
Thank you for calling in on such short notice.
You came first, John.
Wake up with the John Fredericks Show weekday morning, 6 Eastern, 5 Central on JFMN.TV, the massive J-Fred radio network, and all across the social.
You came first, John. Thank you very much, and you do a great job.
Right now, download the new WV Sports Nation app from the Apple Store or Google Play and get the entire Mountaineer sports world in the palm of your hand. Right now, get notified when new stories drop about your favorite Mountaineers teams and athletes. Download the WV Sports Nation app right now. Get updates on next level Mountaineers like Weatherholt and Joe Mazzulla. All that and more right in your pocket right now. Download the new WV Sports Nation app from the Apple Store or Google Play. Download the app right now.
He's the voice of Virginia.
No, you can't. You have one of the worst voices I've ever heard in my life.
And the commander of common sense.
Fire at will, Commander.
Now back to the John Fredericks Show.
TGIF. You're on the John Fredericks Media Network and all the John Fredericks radio apps. Thanks for being with us. Truth and clarity lives right here. Ooh, my tie was a little crooked there. It's good to have you with us. Good to have Dan Hobgood sitting in the captain's chair. Dan, how you doing? You've been here a month now, right? Has it been a month? 3 weeks?
It's been a month. Yeah, I'm having a blast. I love it. So we're having a great time. Yeah.
Well, Ann loves you. She always says every day how great you're doing. So
fantastic. Well, I love Ann. Happy Ann, happy Dan, and I hope happy Dan, happy Ann. I don't know.
It's all good.
Maybe it worked. Maybe it's reciprocal.
She's never commented about anybody else, but she tunes in. She's like, Dan's doing a great job. In fact, Michael Papish, our director of social media, told me the other day, as you know, he's joined the company. Yeah. He's kind of been with us as a vendor for some time, but he joined the company officially. He's doing a super job. He was on a bus tour in Texas with us. That's kind of when he joined with us on a full-time basis. And but he said you've made a tremendous difference in the company. So
wow,
quite the compliment from Papish, right? So everybody's throwing you the love, right?
Well, hey, I'm just happy to be here, happy to be on the team. Hope I'm making a positive difference. You know,
yes.
It's
yes, you're making a great difference. No doubt.
I just love being here. I'm so thankful. Yeah, I had certainly some expectations, some anticipation, some hope about how this would all be going, and so far everything has exceeded beyond my wildest dreams. This has been just such a wonderful experience so far, and I can't thank Ann and you enough. I really can't. This is just wonderful. So
well, thank you. We love
having a great time.
We love working with you, and we've made a lot of changes since you've been there. The show's getting better.
Yeah, that's right.
And so a lot of changes.
We've had to change some things on the fly. Like, all right, we're gonna. We've been doing it one thing for 15 years. We're going to do it totally different tomorrow.
So,
that's right.
See, that's the thing. If you make a decision, this is the way the Fredericks roll. When we make a decision, we just do it. I remember when I just tell you this really brief story, and then I got to get into we got a lot to talk about today.
Yes.
But, we got to get into some of the personal stuff. But when Joe was being recruited to Maryland by pitching coach Jimmy Jackson and coach Swope, of course, Jimmy knew him from, when he pitched in high school. He tried to recruit him for James Madison before he went. Macy got him to go to West Virginia. And so he's out in the West Coast League, and he's going to Loyola Marymount, which he's all set. Hadn't signed it. Had a visit there the next day, and that's in L.A. And perfect school for him. A Catholic education. Mom's happy, even though it's the other side of the world. Love the coaches. They saw him pitch in the West Coast League. They came out 3 times, so they really did their homework. Loved everything about him. So that was a done deal. And then he, Maryland was talking to him, so he called up Coach Jackson, as the pitching coach there, and said he was going to Loyola, and he was going there the next day to get the campus tour and sign the deal. Offer was great. Everything was great. And so Jackson says, "Okay, give me 15 minutes." This is like 9 o'clock at night our time, 6 his time. So gives us 15 minutes, calls him back. He makes him an offer. He says, "No, we really want you to come here. Don't know what they're giving you, but we think you can anchor our bullpen. We need a lights out left-hander. I've known you since you were a sophomore in high school. I want you. So here's the offer." So after calling him back, so Joe's like, "Okay, let me just talk to my parents. Thank you. Let me talk to them because I was all set for the other one. Let me just talk to them." So he had called us when Jackson said he was going to call him back and said, "Hey, be available." So he calls us up and runs through it. And Mom says, "Well, what do you want to do?" And he's like, I want to go to Maryland and pitch for Coach Jackson." And we say, "Okay, that's what you want to do. That's fine." So then they call him. He calls him up and he says, "Okay, I talked to my parents," and Coach Jackson says to him, "Well, you want to come for a visit? I mean, you want to think about it for a day and kind of put your Loyola thing off?" And Joe says, "No, we made a decision." He said, "You don't want any time to think it over?" Joe's like, "No, you don't understand the way our family rolls. When we make a decision, we make a decision. I'm in, send me the paperwork.
I'll sign it tonight. That's the way the family rolls. We make a decision, we make it. We don't need to wring our hands and go do visits. Decision was made, that's it. So that's just that's how we've been successful in this company, is other radio stations can't compete because we can move on a dime and nobody else can do that. That's the biggest competitive advantage we have, Dan.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've seen it in action multiple times over just the first month that I've been here. So,
Update on Sammy the cat. Took him to the vet, got his blood work done, got his vaccines done, got his shots done, got the blood work back. He is a perfect picture of health at 10 years old.
Wonderful. Okay, well, that's good.
Nothing the matter with him. Completely chill. He is 2 pounds overweight. So he's 16 pounds. They said he should be 14. And so I'm like, okay, well, that's 15%, right? I mean, 2 pounds, 15% times 14, it's 15%. So I'm going to worry about the cat being 15% overweight. I mean, I'm 240. I should be 200. So I'm like 25% overweight. Who cares? He's 15%. He's a cat.
Cat's 10, yeah.
I don't
let
care
him live.
about that.
Let him live.
I don't care. So now they're trying to put him on a diet again. And so Anne's not listening now. So I don't do any of that. Like she's like, you got to cut him down to 2 snacks in the morning. So the first day I cut him down to 2 snacks because I give him 4 when I get up. He gets up with me and then he hangs out, in the sink by the shower and he hangs out with me while I'm working out, doing my push-ups or whatever. So I give him the 2 snacks and he eats them and he looks up at me like, where's my other snacks? And I'm like, well, Kat, that's it. Mom said 2, you're on a diet. So I go about my business. I come back. He's still at the bowl staring at me. Like, what the hell is this? So I'm like, you know what? Screw this. The cat's 10 years old.
Yeah, let him live. Let him live.
I'm doing it. So I gave him his other 2 snacks and he was happy.
Yeah.
Laid down in the bathroom while I was in the shower. I mean, I'm not going to deprive my cat. He's sitting there staring at me.
I think something similar is going on with the family dog Gracie and my dad and my mom. My mom is trying to keep dad from feeding her. And yeah.
When they get to be this age, this is what they live for.
Yeah.
They live. Yeah, this cat lives to eat. Then they're like, well, we get this churro thing at lunch and I got to cut that in half. I'm like, well, I that's up to you. Good luck doing that. Good luck cutting that thing in half. I mean, he is like meowing at noon to get that churros thing. It's like candy. I mean, it's not even healthy.
Yeah.
And so, oh no, it's got vitamins in it. Like, there's no vitamins in that thing. Just give it to him. So what? Like, who cares? He's 10.
Yeah.
What does he do? He doesn't do anything. It's not like he's going out. He's caught 2 rats since he's been there. I mean, that's good for like the next 5 years. You earned your keep, right? You got the rats out of the little courtyard there. Good. Every time you catch a rat, I gotta go give you a rabies shot.
You and Sammy keeping DC rat free.
I'm keeping rat free, baby.
You guys should be running as a ticket for DC.
I should get on the ticket.
John and Sammy, make DC great again.
Rat free DC. That's it. Jot that down. I got to jot that down.
Yeah, we got to make a memo. We have
That's my new mantra. Rat free DC. Let's go. We'll come up with our new campaign mantra right on the Speaking of
apologies to Christina from yesterday. Yeah.
Speaking of, what'd you think of yesterday's DC dispatch?
It was good. Yeah, and the ladies were wonderful. Terry and is it Maria? Is that how you pronounce her name? It's Marya. Is it Maria?
Maria.
Okay. So yeah, Terry and Maria. Yeah, that's I thought they did really well. You could tell that Terry has a lifetime of working in media.
Yeah,
she's a broadcaster.
Yeah.
You could see all the broadcasting traits. Good, and I mean that as a compliment.
No, she was excellent. And Goodlander was remote, but she's DC vice chair, DC GOP vice chair. And she runs my political operation in all DC. And so, she needs media. We're trying to give her media training, but I thought she was outstanding. She's a very intelligent.
I could tell.
And really knows the issues.
Yeah, I could. It came across. Yeah,
Yeah.
all three of them. You could tell from Maria that she has lived in D.C. for a long time. Was obviously very familiar with D.C. life and what's going on there. And my grandparents lived outside of D.C. for many, many, many years. I don't know if I've told you this. I think I have, but if I haven't, my grandfather was a longtime clerk of Congress. He sat right next to JFK when JFK said that we'd put a man on the moon by the end of the 60s. So they were in D.C. forever, and he knew that town as well as anybody. And I spent a lot of time up there in my youth because of them. And yeah, so it's if D.C. is getting better thanks to some of the things that President Trump has done in the last few months. Yeah,
it's all Trump. But I think that's going to be a great panel. And the question is, why would you cover that? It's because it's the nation's capital. We're coming up on our 250th birthday. Trump has revitalized the city. You come here, it affects everything. So that's why we're doing it. And I thought yesterday was a successful launch. Now, we've got one more we got to do. And, I've drug my feet on it. As you know, this is the Pennsylvania Posse. And I've drug my feet because I didn't want to do it. I just didn't get around to it until last night. We have put it together.
Oh.
It will start on Monday.
Okay.
It will be from 9 to 10 on Monday. And I was able to get my second panelist, who's at 10 last night, and then it all came together. Don't know who the third panelist is. But,
Aaron Rodgers.
Not Aaron Rodgers. He would be good. I would love to get him, but he goes on Pappy or whatever.
That's right, Pat McAfee. Pittsburgh Dad. Maybe we could get Pittsburgh Dad.
I mean, yeah, but I do need somebody from the other end of the state.
Yeah.
So I might ask. But it's going to be, of course, baked in the cake, obviously, is Mastriano, because he's on every Monday at 9. And then I'm getting a long-time Republican operative strategist in Pennsylvania, and, of course, very knowledgeable in the area. And his name is Mike Barley. Some people might know him, but he was all over it last night, and he's been around the block. He's been on the Hill. He's been in Harrisburg. I mean, he really knows what's going on. So he's going to be a panelist. So it's going to be him, Mastriano. We'll probably find a third person and then start building that out. But I like these segments that we're doing. And then we got Texas. We got PA Posse, Texas Truth Line, Peach Crew, DC Dispatch, and the Virginia Gang.
Yeah.
And that covers all of our states.
Yeah.
And we cover national stuff. And it's an interesting concept, along with Chairman's Corner, which I get chairman of the RNC on from various states. And I think as we go into the midterms, that's going to be great, because obviously there's seats in Georgia we got to hold. There's 4 seats in Pennsylvania that are at risk, all 4 of them. We could lose or win or split. You don't know. So Virginia, we know what's going on there, obviously. And then, of course, everything going on in D.C. And I'm covering Texas now, because as goes Texas, as goes MAGA. So I think that's going to be a great addition to our show.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I think the 9 o'clock hour of the show with the gangs, if I can use that term collectively, it's kind of must see quasi TV, must listen to radio. So yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I think so, and especially here in D.C., because there really isn't anything. And of course, I don't have a local radio affiliate here. We almost had one, but I couldn't put it together. But we don't. But you don't need that with, and we promoted the DC Dispatch heavily to this area. And I understand on our apps, we had a tremendous audience for that on Thursday. So very happy about that. Very happy about Sammy's clean bill of health. And we're for a rat-free DC. Rat-free DC. Speaking of DC, don't forget to come to my victory party. Got to buy a ticket, $50, $100 if you want to be on the advisory committee. Presidential VIP, $200. But if you just want to come, $50. Just go to makedccgreat.com, makedccgreat.com. Our election night victory party, June 16th, is going to be at City Tavern, and it's going to be so much fun. Open bar, free food, fun, food, winning, change is coming. It's going to be fun. You're going to love this party. Just go to makedccgreat.com. Tickets available there, $50 a piece. And you're going to get your money's worth. Speakers, Representative Morgan Griffith, Southwest Virginia, U.S. Treasurer Brandon Beach, Republican strategist Corey Lewandowski. What a lineup we've got. Plus, I'm going to be there. Many others. You don't want to miss this Victory Night party. Come out, check us out. It's going to be at the City Tavern in Georgetown. So want to get tickets there. And look, if you can't come and you want to just buy a ticket and give it to one of the young Republicans, we can do that. Just let us know if you buy a ticket for $50, and we'll be happy to give it to some of the young Republicans that might not have $50. So be happy to do that too. There's all kinds of ways you can get involved. Even if you can't go ahead and buy a ticket. Just email me and say, hey, give this to one of the young Republicans in either George Washington University or Georgetown, and you're good to go. Folks, are on the John Fredericks Media Network. We are trucking the truth across America. When we get back, there is so much to talk about today. There is Louise Lucas. What is going on with the raid? There's the seats in Virginia. What is the Supreme Court doing? It's Friday, May 8th. They only have a week before the clock runs out. They haven't even scheduled hearings yet for the other two cases. There's no oral argument scheduled. Then, yesterday, Tennessee, see ya! Another seat going our way. All coming up right here on the John Fredericks Media Network. Truth and clarity. You want the truth? Keep it right here. The truth, my friends, will set you free.
Folks, this is Crom Carmichael, CEO of Soul Tea. I have recently turned 77 years old. I do not take prescription drugs. I have not had to take prescription drugs, and I attribute a lot of my good health to a product that I've been taking, which is the active ingredient in Soul Tea. It's a 22% concentration of theaflavin. We did clinical trials on it 25 years ago and found that it helped lower cholesterol. We have had many, many hundreds of letters and emails from customers telling us how it has helped them not only manage their cholesterol, but lower their triglycerides and help them on their blood pressure. And I can't tell you how much I attribute to Soul Tea for my good health at age 77. And I encourage you to go to GodzillaHeart.com. That's GodzillaHeart.com. And use the code Godzilla at checkout, and you'll get a 50% off on your initial shipment of Soul Tea. And I promise you it will be a great help for your heart health. Thanks so much.
In a time when everything feels political, one place must rise above it all: the courtroom, where the law rules and integrity matters. In 2020, Georgians came together, electing a justice who believes in protecting our courts.
I'm Georgia Supreme Court Justice Sarah Warren, and here's what I believe. I believe in the rule of law, the separation of powers, and a judge's limited role to interpret the law as written. I believe in a nonpartisan judiciary, impartial judges who don't advocate for political positions or outcomes. I believe in deciding cases without bias or favor, treating everyone with dignity and respect. As a justice on your Supreme Court, I've upheld these values. With your support, we'll maintain the integrity of our courts.
Vote to re-elect Justice Sarah Warren. Vote early starting April 27th or on Election Day, May 19th. Paid for by Georgians for Justice Warren, Inc.
Washington is wasting $500 million every year on a federal supervision system that doesn't work. Probation officers are overwhelmed. Resources are going to people who pose zero threat, while actual dangerous individuals slip through the cracks. The Safer Supervision Act stops the waste and refocuses every dollar on protecting families from harm. President Trump's own pollster found about 80% of Trump voters want this fixed. It's time for Congress to get this done. Stop the waste. Protect our communities. Visit safersupervision.com. Paid for by the Reform Action Fund.
Tired of fumbling for your phone, wallet, or keys? Don't put it in your pants, put it in your pocket. Meet T-Pocket, the practical tees, the shirt that keeps it all in reach. Designed in the USA, assembled in the South, these tees feature smart built-in pockets for easy access. Long sleeve, short sleeve, available in most colors, with your favorite teams and logos to come later. Shop the full lineup now at tpocket.net. Fast shipping, easy ordering. Grab yours today and level up your everyday carry. Put it in your pocket with T-Pocket. tpocket.net.
It's finally here, our second annual mega sale. This sale only comes around once a year, so take advantage of the best offers ever while you can. For example, save 50% on our Giza Dream bed sheets as low as $29.98. And for the first time ever on TV, MyPillow mattresses and MyPillow mattress toppers as low as $99.98. And you save 50% on our Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets. Regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, regular $49.98, on sale for $17.98. Wait on it, mega sale, only $14.98. But wait, there's more. To make the mega sale even more special, when you order right now, your order's going to ship absolutely free.
To take advantage of the second annual mega sale, go to mypillow.com or call 800-854-0504 and use promo code Godzilla.
That's how I feel. Damn sick and tired of getting out rebounded. 25 offensive rebounds. First time we block out, we get called for a damn block out. We're pushing people. Meanwhile, they're on the other court grabbing rebounds, going over the top and grabbing them. We get one offensive rebound, the other get called for over the back. We don't block out very damn well, and we're not getting called, one or the other. That's where I'm frustrated. That's where my whole frustration comes in, offensive rebounds. The entire thing came down to offensive rebound. They got every stinking offensive rebound, and we didn't get one of them. What else do you want to know?
Don't touch that dial. You found your home of the truth.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
With the best analysis in America.
You can't handle the truth.
And now back to the John Fredericks Show.
You got him. You're on the John Fredericks Media Network and all the John Fredericks Media apps. TGIF. Thanks for being with us. Phone lines open, 888-480-JOHN, 888-480-5646. Love to have you with us today. Love to get your calls. Want to know what you have to say. Thank you, as always, for being with us. Let me start. I got to take a sip of my 1775 coffee because it's so good. Danny boy, hang on. Damn, that's good coffee, Dan. Just go to 1775coffee.com, 1775coffee.com, the official coffee of the John Fredericks Media Network. It's affordable, but the main thing, it is phenomenal. Beans, Bolivia, fresh roasted daily, smooth and bold. Best coffee you're ever going to have. I served it to the ladies yesterday at DC Dispatch. They both wanted the website to go buy it. It was that good. They were blown away by it. This is the greatest coffee you're ever going to have. Promo code Godzilla, 10% off, 1775coffee.com, and you're rolling. That's all you got to do. Now, let's get to Tennessee yesterday, where the Tennessee General Assembly, we got some clips on it as well. Tennessee General Assembly stepping up, and the Senate and the House passing new maps, which they put out there, and that is the end of District 9. The Democrat seat in Memphis is gonzo. See you later. It's not racist because a white guy represents it. So some white liberal Cohen do nothing. He's gone. See you. Hope things work out. You have to get a real job. Oh, no, you go to K Street, be a lobbyist, a trade stock, make millions. Okay. Oh, no, that's what you didn't. That's what they do in Congress, not him personally. I have absolutely no idea. But that's gone. This is all you have to do. You call a special session. You get him back. You get it through the House. You get it through the Senate. You pass the maps. Governor Bill Lee signs it. Boom, done. You pick up a seat. This is how easy it is. Brian Kemp, take a page out of their book. It's not rocket science, okay? They did it in one day, and you signed it the next day. And now the maps are in effect today. And now you pick up a seat in November, and you make Tennessee completely red, just like they made New England blue. That's all you got to do. This is, you've got to fight. We're looking for fighters. We're looking for people that want to fight. The presser we held by Pam Evitt yesterday, was that yesterday, Dan? The one that we carried live, right?
That was just yesterday. Yep, 10:30 yesterday.
The days run in with me. I got so much going on. Unbelievable. You know, she gets up there. First of all, Evitt, the lieutenant governor, demands the special session, takes questions from all the libtard gotcha reporters that cover South Carolina from the left-wing newspapers, Post and Courier and Greenville News, or whatever it is, all libtards, handles them all, right? But the thing is, she allows us to carry it nationally. That was huge. That thing got out there, right? So she's calling for the same thing. Too bad, Clyburn. Hope things work out. Then the Democrats are saying, well, here's the deal. If you change the maps, we're going to pick 2 seats up. It's not going to be 1, it's going to be 2. Well, then you should be happy then. Then you should be voting for it. If you're going to get another seat, yay. Then why aren't you out there campaigning for it? Why are you going crazy trying to stop it? Because you're done. Pam Evett's a fighter. I'm looking for fighters. MAGA 2.0, Pam Evitt, poster child. Ken Paxton, poster child. MAGA 2.0, we're looking for fighters. That's going to be the new MAGA. Not sitting around like John Thune talking about traditionalist. Forget it. New MAGA, going forward, we're going to fight. We're going to fight to save the country. And I commend Bill Lee in Tennessee, the governor. I commend the governor. I commend what they're doing. Now Alabama, same thing, Kay Ivey. They're all stepping up. Louisiana's already done it. Mississippi, they're going to convene. They're getting new maps. They're getting a seat there. Goodbye, Benny Thompson. You're gone, dude. You're out. This thing has been going on for long enough. Have the balls to step up and get this done. We're going to pick up, I was the first one, Dan, to come out and say the day after that SCOTUS ruling, if the governor stepped up, we were going to get 10 to 12 seats. No, we can't do that. Elections are already going on. They're tired. They can't go back. They're a citizen legislator. There's all this whining. I ain't got time for whiners. I want winners. Coach Herman Edwards wants winners. You want winners. Mike Singletary, I want winners. I want losers. Brian Kemp, we can't do it. We've already had the early voting and we can't do it. Sure you can. You call a special session like they did in Tennessee and you get it done, or Louisiana or Alabama or wherever else they're doing it. You get it done. Do it. Lace them up and lace them tight. This is the time for action. Action, action, action. We've got to pick up the crown. It is lying in the gutter. In the famous words of Napoleon Bonaparte, when he came back to Paris, he said, I went out one night, I took a stroll down the boulevard. I saw the crown lying in the gutter. I picked it up with my sword and now I'm king. That's what we have to do. Pick the crown up with your sword and be king. That's the attitude we're looking for. And you got that yesterday from Lieutenant Governor Pam Evitt. Stop sitting on your hands. I don't care what. How about these state senators? Well, we want to make master. Well, we want to be sure the state senators are okay with it. Really? Well, see Indiana. You're not okay with it. Guess what? You're out. We will defeat you. We will run a MAGA candidate in a primary and you will get crushed. So I suggest you step up to the plate and get this done. Otherwise, you can go back to your regular job and you don't have to be a state senator with your little badge and you run around to the cocktail parties. Yes, senator, no senator. Wow, it's a state senator here. And, and your family's there and they're all proud of you with your little badges on. Well, that badge is getting ripped off you if you don't get this done. Because we have shown the power that we have. We have taken this party over lock, stock, and barrel. Deal with it. Don't be telling me about rhinos. I don't want to see another text from anybody on the Getter chat complaining about rhinos. They're done. It is a waste of cyberspace. They'll eventually all be gone. Another 2 cycles. They still got the John Thunes out there, whatever. Okay, they're going to be gone. We've eradicated them out of the House. Now we're getting them out of state government, one by one. And then we're going to start getting chairmans of these states. That's why I'm having this chairman's corner on. I've yet to have somebody on that isn't 100% MAGA. They're winning their state elections to be chairman. You don't have MAGA, you don't win. Now, there might be a couple states out there. We're going to flush them out. That's part of what we're doing. We want to separate the wheat from the chaff here. So if you're not fired up, Tennessee, man, I got to tell you, that's a ballsy move. They just got it done in 1 day. 1 day. And you know who gets the credit? Senator Marsha Blackburn, 15 minutes after the SCOTUS ruling, candidate for governor, she came out with a badass tweet and said, hey, time to call a special session today and get this done and get rid of that fake map you got. And if you don't do it, I'm going to do it when I get there. See, that's the kind of leadership you're looking for. Because of her, Governor Lee had no choice. Plus, he wants to get a job in the administration. Hey, come on, man. Step up. It's all good. It's all good in Hollywood. Now, that was probably the best thing that happened yesterday, but there's just a lot of stuff going on that all of us have to be very, very cognizant of, right? No doubt about it. Let's get to, we're going to cover this in detail, but in the Vatican yesterday, Marco Rubio goes to the Vatican, makes peace with the Pope, right? Great move. See, the administration is doing all the right things. I didn't like the exchange between our president and Pope Leo. I didn't like it. I'm a Catholic. I didn't like it. I'm not mad about it. I just didn't like it. It was not comfortable to me, and it's not gaining us any votes. And we have to hold our Catholic coalition together. Catholics vote, they vote in blocks. If you're a devout Catholic and you go to Catholic church, you understand that. It was not helpful to get votes. Not going to dispute Pope Leo, what he said, whether Trump had a right to do it. I'm not even going to get into that. It was ill-advised because it didn't gain us anything. Right? Pope should be preaching the gospel, but he's got a right to his opinion. And President Trump's got a right to his opinion. But to engage him in social media served no purpose to get us votes. Served no purpose. You gained no votes, lost votes. Therefore, why do it? Plus, it was offensive. And so send Rubio there, makes peace. They exchange great words, put it behind us. Once again, Marco Rubio, right, the statesman, the leader, the adult in the room, if you will, goes out there, Catholic, makes peace. Smart thing to do. Move on. Let the Pope do what the Pope does. Let the president do what the president does. And let's pray for the Pope and pray for the president equally. The Pope's political positions are of no interest to me as a Catholic. He is the leader of the Catholic Church. I want him preaching the gospel. That's why I go to St. Anne's here in D.C. I don't get politics like I do with St. Matthew's talking about immigration reform or whatever my priest is doing there. One time I'm out. I go to St. Anne's because my priest preaches the gospel. That's why I go to church. I want the Catholic sacrament. I don't want politics. I don't want it in church. I don't want it in football. I don't want it in basketball. College basketball, no. And NBA, I don't watch it. So it doesn't really matter. Don't want it in hockey. Don't want it in baseball. I want to go watch a baseball game. Period. Put the hockey game on. I want politics. Put the football game on. I don't want politics. I escape. That's why we have sports. That's why we go to church. Gospel. That's it. Catholic sacrament. Great job. Marco Rubio. Absolutely fantastic. Hey, new poll out. MAGA 2.0, baby. This is why we went to Texas. This is why we have the Texas Truth Line. Ken Paxton now leading John Cornyn by 11 points. This is according to a new Texas GOP primary Senate runoff poll. 11, not 1. See, the fake polls have Paxton and Cornyn tied. The real polls have them up by 10. Because the real polls are not just, who do you like? The real polls are who's going to vote in the runoff. Are you going to vote? Yes. Who are you going to vote for? Paxton. If you're not going to vote in the runoff, the poll is meaningless. The fake polls are polling people that are not going to vote, that are not likely runoff voters. So the Paxton people are showing up. Also helps Chip Roy. That thing is getting closer. It's all good, man. It's all good. We'll get to Iran here in a minute, but first, my gospel for the day. So neither he who plants nor he who waters is anything, but only God who gives us growth. Corinthians 1:7. Think about that, right? It's all good. Okay, Iran. So I got to play Pompeo here. I think this is cut 9. We got a lot of stuff to do. No, it isn't. Where's the Pompeo quote? Oh, it's all the way at the bottom. Number 15. This is Pompeo. Whether you like him or not, I really think what he said here is spot on. Okay? And I'm not sure what this peace thing is. I'm not sure what President Trump has. I'm not sure what he's going to do. I know the straits need to be opened, but it doesn't look like there's any scenario where they're going to willingly give up their enriched uranium, according to Pompeo and others. And they're willing to suffer and have their people die for years. This is the dilemma we're now in. We would have to go in there with troops and extract it, which can be done. But that's what we're going to have to do, because they're not going to give this up. And they don't care how long it takes. And they're just going to try to wait Trump out. And they don't care how many of their people die. And they're nuts. And they're firing on our destroyers. And we sunk another 5 of their ships. Actually, they're not ships, boats. Sunk them. They're in the bottom of the ocean. All crew members dead. Eventually, they just run out of stuff. We need to open up the straits. We need to take these islands over and be done with this. I don't know what we're waiting on. Once we do that, oil prices plummet. Let's go to Pompeo. Cut 15.
Make of that assessment.
Well, John, I did see that. I don't know exactly what to make of it. It wouldn't surprise me if they can figure out a way to keep their economy running for months and months. We've seen Chairman Kim do it in North Korea. We've seen they'll put their own people in absolute poverty and protect themselves at any cost, and they'll kill people if they have to do it. So that doesn't surprise me terribly. When I hear these negotiations talked about, it sounds to me like the gap is not much closer than it was a few weeks back. Sounds like there are still significant material differences, things that aren't remotely close to what President Trump has said is his baseline red line requirements. And so my expectation is this blockade will continue for those weeks, and that the Iranian regime is going to have to make some very difficult decisions before too terribly long.
To the point that you just made there, this memorandum of understanding that might lead to possible negotiations in a 30-day window to do that in, we had that reported out yesterday. But on occasion, Mr. Secretary, I've gone back to the experience that the United States and its allies had post-World War II, where Japan and Germany didn't get a say in how things were going to go. They were dictated terms to by the allies and the United States and said, this is the way it's going to go, whether you like it or not. So why all this pussyfooting around with Iran?
John, I must say, President Trump's tweet early on, which talked about surrender, is, I think, the model that we'll end up having to find our way to. It may be longer. It may be mostly economic power that is used to achieve that. But in the end, there's no evidence that the Iranian regime has, the folks in control, the guys who are in power, the IRGC has any intention of giving up their enriched uranium, the near weapons grade uranium. There's no intention to deny themselves the capability to fire very, very long range missiles and continue to threaten, as they did just the last couple of days, continue to threaten our Middle Eastern allies. Right? They fired into Fujairah just in the last 48 hours. That does not sound like a regime that is remotely close to giving up. And that sounds like a regime that is going to have to continue to be imposed upon by the United States of America. And we have every capability to do that.
Action, action, action. There'll be no peace treaty. I think Pompeo nailed it here. Again, what you think of is irrelevant, okay? I think he nailed it. They're not going to give up the uranium, which is why we went there. So absent of that, it's failed effort. Now, that's the dilemma Trump is facing right now. I mean, I think they're going to come to realize they're not going to give this up. And you're going to have to take it from them. And we're going to have to come clean with the American people. We're going to have to take it. And this argument that there's no imminent threat, if there was no imminent threat, they would give it up. they would say, sure, you can have what we don't have. Take it. We're a decade away. No, they're months away. That's why they won't give it up. This is the logical question that I've been asking since this thing started about Iran. And the Democrats basically rooting for Iran to win the war. And the fake news. All right, let's get to Tennessee. Let's get to cut 6 here. Tennessee Republican lawmakers approve a new map in one day. Let's go. 6, roll it.
We turn now to Tennessee, which today became the first state to redraw voting districts after last week's Supreme Court ruling limiting lawmakers' ability to take race into account. The move broke up a majority black district and added to a national controversy over altered election maps. At least 8 states have made a change. Our Ed O'Keefe is tracking it all. Ed, you're in Alabama, which could be next to change the map, but tell us about Tennessee today.
Well, Tony, Tennessee Democrats could do little more than protest the move, and they did that, standing in a line, shouting at Republicans as they voted overwhelmingly to drop the state's one Democratic congressional seat. Authorities removed several individuals during the chaos, while outside the chamber, one State House Democrat burned a copy of the Confederate flag. Today's vote means this Democratic district, which encompasses the mostly black city of Memphis, will be split into 3 districts designed to favor Republicans. The NAACP is now suing to block the change. Similar redrawing may soon happen in southern states like Louisiana, Mississippi, South Carolina, and here in Alabama, all based on last week's Supreme Court ruling that narrowed the scope of the Voting Rights Act.
There is nobody to sue. This is the beauty of this. The NAACP or this one or that one or the ACLU was suing. They'll find some judge. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They can sue until the moon turns into Swiss cheese. There is nowhere to go. The Supreme Court has ruled. The states, and they also said the states run the maps. So there's who are you going to sue? It'll get overturned. It'll go to SCOTUS and get overturned in a day, because it'll get blocked because they've already ruled. There is nowhere for the Democrats to go. This is what I've been saying for 2 weeks. Oh, there's going to be lawsuits. Sue who? Who are they going to sue? Amy Coney Barrett? I mean, there's nowhere for them to go. Now, let's get to number 4. This is Governor Abbott in Texas saying, wait a minute. Whoa, hold on. You guys taking all the credit. Actually, it was me that had the vision to do this before anybody else. So where's the love, according to Governor Abbott of Texas? Roll it.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott is here with reaction. Governor, we got to be really clear here. The people that mastered the art of gerrymandering districts to death, even though it was unconstitutional, are the Democrats. Now, Republicans finally are saying, no, we're not going to take it anymore.
Sean, you're spot on. So look at the entirety of all of the New England states. In all of New England, there are millions of Republican voters, and yet there is no member of the United States Congress who is a Republican. So they drew their lines a long time ago to eliminate Republicans in Congress. And what has happened across America is lines have been drawn illegally based upon race. And now in the aftermath of this Supreme Court decision, all the states are beginning to correct their maps that were drawn illegally for racial-based purposes. We all know that discrimination on the basis of race is wrong, including in drawing congressional districts. And as you pointed out, with the addition of Florida, now Tennessee, other states stepping up, I applaud Louisiana, I applaud Alabama for joining what Texas actually began. It was Texas that led this effort from the start, adding 5 new Republican seats. We knew what was coming. We course corrected the Texas map. It's essential that all other states in America do the same thing to course correct what Gavin Newsom did, what's done in Illinois, what's done there in New York. And Republicans can fight fire with fire, and we're going to win it.
I tell you what, them's fighting words, baby. We need fighters. We need Abbott now on the national scene. Everybody's MAGA now. It's a beautiful thing. Let's keep fighting. Jim Pfaff coming up, plus your calls, 888-480-JOHN. Stay with us.
This is WJFN Goochland, Bonaire, Chester, and WJFB Portsmouth. part of the John Fredericks Media Network.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. This week's victories in GOP primaries in several states are bolstering House Speaker Mike Johnson's belief that this fall's election outlook remains positive for Republicans. On the Salem News program this week on Capitol Hill with Tony Perkins, a Louisiana Republican says he's looking forward to spirited campaigning from coast to coast.
We are very bullish about the midterm elections in November, and this is in spite of the media's breathless prognostications that Republicans are going to lose the House. Now remember, they cheer against us every single day. Everything that we've accomplished in this Congress, they said was impossible, could not be done. They also said we were going to lose in 2024. So I wouldn't put any stock into any of that, and I would not put any stock at all into historic trends.
Speaker Johnson predicts his party will defy the conventional view that the party controlling the White House loses seats in Congress in most midterm elections. His full interview will be heard on This Week on Capitol Hill as broadcast beginning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time Saturday on the Salem News Channel. When it comes to his blueprint for ending the Iran war, President Trump says,
the plan is very simple. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. It cannot have a nuclear bomb, and it's not going to have. And they're really at the end of the line. It really are.
The United Arab Emirates says its military is responding to drone and missile attacks from Iran. Hours earlier, the U.S. military said it fended off Iranian attacks on several Navy ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Spanish public health authorities ready to receive more than 140 passengers and crew members from that hantavirus-stricken cruise ship currently headed to the Canary Islands. On Wall Street, stock futures positive so far this morning. The Dow futures up 143 points. NASDAQ futures better by 189. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Progressive presents Perfectly Bad Excuses for Missing Stuff to Spend More Time on Your Motorcycle.
Hey, Tom. Gonna miss the 5K. Gotta organize my vitamins. A, B, C. There's so many. D.
Now that was a bad excuse. If you love your vehicle this much, get customized coverage from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
The U.S. is apparently not in any hurry to force change in Cuba by military means.
We'll be doing something with Cuba very soon.
President Trump has been threatening Cuba is next for some time, suggesting U.S. warships deployed in the Middle East could return by way of the island. But U.S. officials involved in preliminary discussions with Havana tell AP the administration isn't looking to take military action anytime soon. The president saying last month,
I would think a deal would be made very easily with Cuba.
Still, those officials also say they are not optimistic the communist government will accept the U.S. offer, even though it includes tens of millions of dollars in humanitarian aid. Ben Thomas, Washington.
Secretary of State Rubio is set to meet with Italian Premier Meloni to ease tensions over the war in Iran. President Trump's tariffs and his criticism of Europe's stance on the conflict have strained U.S.-Italian relations. Townhall.com. Price of gasoline, regular gas in the U.S. has climbed by 31 cents over the past week.
The travel group AAA says at $4.54 a gallon as of Wednesday, gas was a full 52% higher than before the war with Iran began. The main reason drivers are paying more for gas is because the war has stranded oil tankers near the Strait of Hormuz. On renewed hopes of an end to the war, oil prices have fallen to near or below the $100 mark. If that trend continues, it could pull gasoline prices down as well. But energy experts warn it will take months for prices to return to pre-war levels. Bob Hagner reporting.
The NCAA will expand its March Madness tournaments by 8 teams each starting next season. It will add more early round games in the first week without altering the overall format. The new 76-team brackets for men and women will feature 12 games involving 24 teams. More on these stories, townhall.com.
All right, folks, I need you to do something right now. Go to johnfredericksradio.com and take our brand new 2028 Republican presidential straw poll. Who do you want leading the ticket? Don't let the elites decide. Make your voice heard. While you're there, weigh in on two huge issues: eminent domain reform and President Trump's tariff policies. Are they protecting American workers or hurting growth? This is your movement, your vote, your voice, your choice. Go to johnfredericksradio.com right now and take the poll. President Trump is already transforming Washington, D.C., making it the safest, cleanest, and most beautiful city in the world. But we need fighters on the ground to keep it going. I'm John Fredericks, and I'm running for chairman of D.C. GOP Ward 2 to make sure Trump's vision for this city becomes a reality. Safe streets, clean neighborhoods, and yes, rat-free. Go to MakeDCGreat.com. That's MakeDCGreat.com right now and send a donation. Let's finish what President Trump started. Donation limit $200. I'm John Fredericks, and I paid for this ad.
Michael Patrick Leahy.
Yeah, mass migration. Newsmax reported there are, wait for it, 50 million Muslims in Europe today.
And more are arriving every day.
The Michael Patrick Leahy Show. Newsmakers, politics, policy, and more.
Because European leaders still celebrate our failed experiment in open borders, these countries are falling apart and failing.
The Michael Patrick Leahy Show. Weekday mornings, 10 Eastern, 9 Central on JFred's Media Network.
1775 Coffee is giving away free starter kits. Try the dark or medium roast coffee with longevity blend, an infused blend with anti-aging calcium alpha-ketoglutarate, which has been clinically proven to reduce biological age. When you purchase the first 2 bags, you'll receive a free 1775 starter kit, including a third 16-ounce bag of coffee, a matte black tumbler, a frother, a gold scoop, or a reusable K-cup filter. Just order now at 1775coffee.com/Godzilla and claim your free 1775 starter kit while supplies last.
Washington is wasting $500 million every year on a federal supervision system that doesn't work. Probation officers are overwhelmed. Resources are going to people who pose zero threat, while actual dangerous individuals slip through the cracks. The Safer Supervision Act stops the waste and refocuses every dollar on protecting families from harm. President Trump's own pollster found about 80% of Trump voters want this fixed. It's time for Congress to get this done. Stop the waste. Protect our communities. Visit safersupervision.com. Paid for by the Reform Action Fund.
What if you had a plan to build income outside your job? At Lifestyles Unlimited, you'll learn how people are investing in real estate to grow their income and make smarter financial choices one property at a time. Right now, join us for just $297. That's a savings of $443 off our real estate education program. Text RADIO to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
Ponder this. Imagine for a moment that you are lying on your deathbed. This is a great exercise to do each day in preparation for your very last day on earth. Think about the tests you've ever taken, the job interviews you've had, and the many life celebrations you've been a part of. In all of these cases, preparation makes for successful outcomes. The same is true for dying. We must prepare every day for the day we are to die, in case today might be our last. Make sure you are right with the Lord first and foremost. If you are a Catholic, make sure you are in the state of grace by receiving the sacrament of confession often. Next, make sure you are right with your family, friends, and all those who are in your world. Apologize to those who have offended you and mend relationships that need healing. Make each day a preparation for your last day on earth, because it just may be. I'm Susie Kelly, and I am passionately Catholic.
You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it. That's the great thing about sports. You play to win. And I don't care if you don't have any wins. You go play to win. When you start telling me it doesn't matter, then retire. Get out. Because it matters.
He's your Godzilla of the truth in America.
It's Godzilla!
No gibberish or nonsense, just common sense. And now back to the John Fredericks Show.
Oh, you got him on the John Fredericks Media Network. Thanks for being with us. As always, Jim Pfaff coming up, and I am your Godzilla of the Truth in America. Truth and clarity. Get it right here. Now, this is a community. We want to hear from you. Phone lines are always open. 888-480-JOHN, 888-480-5646. And we are launching the Pennsylvania Posse on Monday. So Monday, Pennsylvania Posse. Tuesday, Texas Truth Line. Wednesday, Peach Crew. Thursday, DC Dispatch. And Friday, of course, today, the Virginia Gang, all from 9 to 10, all right here on the #1 growth network for truth and clarity in America, the John Fredericks Media Network. Jim Pfaff coming up. Get a little truth from him as he's chairman of the Conservative Caucus, the chairman, president, CEO, founder, the whole bit of the Conservative Caucus. So he's going to be with us in a couple of minutes right here. But I tell you what, we got lace them up and lace them tight. We got to get these seats done. Tennessee, first out of the box. Let's go. Got a seat. See you, Cohen. Oh my God. Are you having fun yet? Isn't it fun when you fight? Isn't it fun you go on offense? Isn't it fun when you stand for something? Isn't it fun when you win? Winning is fun. Nobody likes losing. Nobody likes whiners, right? Tennessee got it done. Alabama's next. We're going to go right down the line. We're going to pick 12 seats up. The thing is, we're going to have these seats forever. It's going to be so much fun. Now, but you got to stay healthy. You can't afford to get sick. We got a lot of work to do. Pfaff's got a lot of work to do. Myra, his wife, she's got a lot of work to do. Can't be getting sick. Now, how do I get up every day and I'm never sick? My medical emergency kit right here. I got 3 of them from the Wellness Company because in here is everything I need. Yesterday, right? I was coughing. Remember that? Right? I forget where I was. We had to turn the mic off, right? I'm coughing. I'm getting sick. I could feel it. As soon as the show was over, opened up my medical emergency kit, read the little guidebook. Okay, take the Z-Pack. That's going to knock it out before it comes. Today, I'm fine. Now, I could have been sick now and been out for 2 days, destroyed my weekend, nothing to do. Mother's Day, can't celebrate it with Ann. I'm sick with a cold. No. I knocked it out. It's gone. No coughing today. That's because I have my medical emergency kit. Now, every family should have one of these because you're not going to get sick. And if you do have an emergency, it's all right there. Don't have to go to the doc in a box or the emergency room and spend money on that. All you have to do, open this thing up, read the guidebook, boom, take whatever it says, follow the directions. Now, in order to get this, you have to go online with a doctor because these are prescription meds, so they just can't send it to you. So you have to have an online consultation with their doctor to get this. But all you have to do is go to twc.health/Godzilla, twc.health/Godzilla. Promo code Godzilla, you're going to get 10% off. Every family should have one for preventative and for if something happens, right? You get a spider bite or something like that, a tick or something. Everything is here, right? React immediately. Medical emergency kit, twc.health/Godzilla, promo code Godzilla, 10% off. Jim Pfaff joining us, President, Conservative Caucus. Jim, great to have you with us.
Good to see you, my friend.
Are you in Indiana?
I am.
Let's go
and
Hoosiers,
I voted,
baby.
by the way.
I hated them, and now I love them.
Well,
now I'm a Hoosiers fan again. Now I'm back. Let's go Colts. Let's go Pacers. Let's go whatever their minor league team is. Let's go because you guys stood up and you kicked ass on Tuesday.
No doubt. Well, I mean, it's natural what the problem is that Republicans internationally better pay close attention to. The base of people that they need to come out and be energized in November are the ones who told them, stop doing the stupid stuff. We're tired of your insular ways. You don't listen to what we care about. I mean, that's why John Thune better get the Save America Act over the line, for example, because you better just wake up and start doing that, because this shows that, Republicans are either not going to show up or they're going to show up and take you down if they are given the proper encouragement to do so. This was a test of what Republican voters want. And Republicans, in the national sense, Republicans better wake up, because they're going to lose it all if they won't get their act together. Do a third reconciliation, do the Doge cuts, cut more taxes, do the government that we asked for under Donald Trump.
See, I love your position, because here you go, one of two things going. Either Republicans don't show up, or what we proved in Indiana, what you guys proved, is they're going to show up in massive numbers and kick you out. Simple, because now we've taken the party over. And so it's not business as usual. You know what I found? I laughed my tail off. The incumbent that was backed by Mike Pence, that actually Pence went out and campaigned for him, because I guess he's in his area that he lives, got beat by 30 points. 30 points. He got beat by 30. How is an incumbent backed by the former vice president who lives there in his district get beat by 30 points? Because they don't have any voters. They have no votes.
And no influence. I mean, it's really, I have to admit, I was introduced to my first political jobs in 1990s by Mike Pence, and we used to be really good friends. And he used to be a great conservative hero. He's not anymore. Even worse, and I just want to call out the president of his organization, Advancing American Freedom, who was he was incensed about the redistricting effort in Indiana. Tim Chapman's his name. I've known Tim for many years. I've had arguments with him on the phone. These guys are so out of touch with what the Republican Party is. And to be candid, they claim that they're trying to keep Republican principles in line that they claim Donald Trump went away from. I hate to give them the notice, but Donald Trump is the continuation of the Reagan legacy. The Reagan Foundation rolls through Donald Trump, with a couple areas where you might have some disagreement, but frankly, far less than people realize. When it's tariffs, when it's America's strength on the world stage, I mean, Donald Trump is continuing the Reagan legacy. And Mike Pence thinks he's the continuer of the Reagan legacy. He's not in the least. He is going away from it more and more. And Republicans know that. Mike Pence has no political future in the Republican Party. He might as well just retire, and he and Karen have a nice time in the rest of their life.
Have a nice life. Hope things work out. Your candidate got beat by...
As a former friend, as a really close friend of Mike's for many years. I mean, you have to be honest about what's really going on.
Honesty is the best policy. You got to come to grips with it. I mean, if John Thune was getting primary today in North Dakota, he'd get beat 2 to 1. 2 to 1. I mean, these guys got to understand they're not in control of their party anymore. We are. MAGA has taken the thing over. And now we're getting our voters out. We got them out in Virginia for a map. Oh, they don't come out if Trump's not on the ballot. Well, they came out there in massive numbers. We almost defeated it. Got outspent 10 to 1. And they just came out in Indiana for obscure Senate primary candidates they never heard of. None of them they heard of. No name ID, zero. They came out and kicked them out. You got to wake up and smell the coffee. Paxton is about to win this runoff by 10. New poll out, he's up by 11. That thing is going to be a whitewash. They better wake up. Now, panic setting in amongst the Democrats. It's a beautiful thing to watch, right? Let's get to, we're going to go to 5 here, Dan. This is Jim's old buddy, Stacey Abrams. I know you love Stacey. I know you love her, but, things are not working out between the two of you anymore. So this is Stacey Abrams saying that the Republican states, now the red states, are going to be authoritarian states. They're going to be authoritarian. And it's really bad for America. Oh, no, it's not, because they're all moving there and getting away from people like you. 5, take a listen.
And what we have to understand is that there are no longer blue states and red states. There are authoritarian states and democracy states. There are states that do not believe in the right of the people to have a say, who want to aggregate power and foment corruption. And there are states that want to guarantee that in this country, We have free and fair elections. We have access to the remedies that democracy is supposed to deliver, and that no matter what goes wrong in one part of the country, that the quality of your citizenship does not depend on your zip code and your geography.
So, Jim, let me ask you this. Then why is everybody moving out of the blue states who are Republicans and moving to the red states?
You know, Stephen Moore posted those actual moves on his Unleashing Prosperity, well, on his personal Twitter profile yesterday. It's not just the people; it's the amount of money that's moving out of Democrat states in terms of income that people have. Like and trillions of dollars have left California of wealth that's connected to major corporations. I mean, look at Elon Musk left. You've got the All In podcast guys. I think all but one of them have left California. The reason that this is happening is actually because of authoritarianism. I think it's really funny. It's really hilarious for Stacey Abrams, who worked a consent decree with this idiot Brad Raffensperger, who's been the Secretary of State of Georgia for a long time, outside the constitutional construct, to change elections so that Democrats can get an advantage in Georgia. This happened in 2019. It violates the Constitution, that consent decree. You've got California where they don't even hold elections. I mean, we call them elections and you go through the process and it looks like it, and they're having debates recently. But the way that they gather ballots, their system of, you don't even, it is against the law right now in California to validate if someone is a citizen when they vote, because you can't check ID. Like, don't talk to me about authoritarianism and democracy. Democrats have neither of these things. We saw in 2024, Joe Biden, who had already gotten the nomination in the Democrat Party, being taken out, and I guess he claims he did it voluntarily, but the process of putting Kamala Harris in required no democratic process at all. And then you've got at least 2 or 3 Democrat state conventions around the country where they held their election in their party convention. And in one case, I can't remember which state it was, the Democrat Secretary of State there is noting, hey, they got to redo that election of the Democrat representatives because their voting system was failing. I mean, they know nothing about freedom or liberty. They don't even care about it. They want Maoist communist control over this country. They are undermining the American Republic and seeking to overthrow it. That is the Democrat playbook. It's the same as the playbook of Hugo Chavez in Venezuela. I mean, when you look at it historically, there's no difference between it. So freedom and liberty are on the Republican side by default. Our leaders in the Republican Party can't even stand for it. And this is why Indiana happened the way it did this week.
Well, you know what? I'm not mad at the Hoosiers anymore. So, go Indiana, go Colts, Pacers, whatever. I'm all back on the team. You guys stepped up unbelievably, and it was really an earthquake. It's an earthquake warning to the other rhinos out there, because they're either going to do what MAGA says or they're done. And we're done pussyfooting around. And I think you guys showed that. No one saw that coming. Nobody. I'm going to tell you, even the operatives on our side didn't see it coming. They didn't think they could get the voters out to that extent, just like they didn't see us coming within 1.5 points of defeating that referendum in Virginia that nobody could understand. Nobody saw that coming either. You poked the bear. Now we're pissed. We're coming out, and you better just respond to what's going on. Here's AOC. Let's get to number 11, Dan, saying that, it was really Black Americans who created democracy in this country. AOC, I mean, she just never, it's the gift that keeps on giving, I guess. Take a look.
And how Black Americans really created democracy in this country.
Right. That's exactly right.
How they literally made something from nothing. It is.
I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. Where are they going? Have you looked at this guy in Maine who is their de facto Senate nominee? This guy is a Che Guevara anti-Semite, absolute revolutionary communist that they have put up for a seat in the United States Senate in Maine. And now Susan Collins, that was 50-50 against the former governor, she's now up by 10. That thing's over. The guy's not going to win. And they're all embracing him. What is going on with these people?
Well, again, their design is to overthrow the American Republic. I'm not exaggerating when I make this assertion, by the way. Look at everything that they do. The censorship regime, you still have Democrats out there. There's a prominent video of John Kerry not long ago saying, yeah, one of the biggest problems we've got in America is the First Amendment because it makes it really hard to get our message across and to consolidate, resources because there's so much weirdo information apparently happening on the web. They want a censorship regime again. They do want to be able to repeat in other ways what happened during COVID, where they literally, you had Democrat politicians all over the country shutting down businesses, literally shutting them down. By what authority? Every state in this country has an emergency powers provision so that governors can deal with emergencies when they come up. In almost every case, there's no more than 30 days. And yet in every state where we shut down this country, those governors, and by the way, including a Republican here in Indiana, Eric Holcomb, former governor, did this too. They extended their emergency powers wantonly without any going back to the legislature, just doing it on their own. So that's what they do. They will shut down American freedom to advance what they think the proper priorities are, where our priorities are set by God. I mean, we're endowed by our Creator with our inalienable rights, and you just have to deal with it. You've got to shut your mouths, government authorities, and submit to us because this is our country. But Democrats don't see it that way. That's not how they want to govern. They believe in the perfectibility of mankind, whereas those of us who hold a true liberal viewpoint, which is liberty for people, understand that institutions are subject to corruption. This is why we limit their power, because mankind is fallible. We have to work hard to be good. We're just not naturally good. And there are no philosopher kings that are going to run our country well for us. And
No doubt
Democrats
about it.
have this philosopher king attitude. So they will push aside every construct of elections or anything else that they need to do to get the power that they want. That's what you're hearing from AOC right there. She throws out words that actually sound real stupid, but she's attempting to throw out pretty words. But what she really means is we want to control your life.
Oh, Jim, I mean, you just nailed it. All right, let's get to number 13 here. Here's Harry Enton on CNN. I love when he does these polls that are like everybody's shocked. The Republicans have not. Remember, everybody saying, "Oh, the Republicans are banning Trump. The coalition's falling apart." He's at 22% approval, worse, than Carter. Nonsense. 13, Harry Enton. Take a listen.
Yeah. So, as Indiana goes, so goes the nation when it comes to Republican voters and Donald John Trump. He absolutely still has the juice. And when you're a Republican and you go against Trump, you get voted off the island. I always love Survivor. And in this particular case, what we saw in Indiana was you go, adios, amigos, goodbye, see you later. And to me, that is emblematic of what we see nationwide with Republicans. I think there's this myth that's going on right now that, Trump is really losing support among Republicans. But compared to other midterm cycles, he's just as popular with Republicans as he has ever been.
Bingo! So, Jim, I think we're going to win the midterms. We're going to gain 12 seats on this redistricting. Marsha Blackburn, hero. She forced Governor Lee to get this done, picked up the seat there in Memphis. That was gerrymandered. That thing is ridiculous. Cohen, gone, see ya. We're going to get seat in Alabama, 2 in Louisiana. We got 4, maybe 5 in Florida. We're going to get one in South Carolina, one or two in North Carolina. I mean, the beat goes on as we get these states done. Mississippi, one there. Goodbye, Benny Thompson. What is your reaction to this?
Well, first of all, these majority minority districts, as they were called, that the Voting Rights Act supposedly required, and Clarence Thomas made the right argument, that it was never about creating districts. It was about allowing African Americans post Jim Crow to not be kept from voting. But those districts were created, and that effort began as a way to create Democrat districts. It was never about equalizing problems. Now, even more importantly, there are 62 black members of Congress in both the House and the Senate right now, and only 15 of those are in these so-called Voting Rights Act districts. In other words, and Steve Cohen, roughly that district's going to be quite a bit different than it is right now in Tennessee. But the main area where Steve Cohen represented is likely to be represented by a black woman afterwards. He was a white man that was elected in a Voting Rights Act majority minority district, and a black woman's going to take over most of that area. There are the kinds of racial inequities that exist right now are of the basic raw human sort that really are not very well organized like they were during the Jim Crow South. That all has gone by the wayside. It gets stirred up in an emotional way by Barack Obama. The only reason we talk about those issues right now is because of Barack Obama, who stirred them back up. The reality is, though, there is a massive change coming in the electoral landscape in the United States. As you mentioned, there are going to be a lot of new Republican districts this time.
All right, Jim, I got to go to break. Hold that thought. I'll get you right back. Then I got to get Freddie Carter on. Hold that thought.
Hey folks, Al Green here for SatPhone. When you're on the go, you want to know you're connected. If it's a family vacation or an off-the-grid escape to a remote destination, having reliable communication helps you feel safe and secure. You can't afford to find yourself in a dead zone. That's why you need SatPhone. SatPhones are reliable, durable, and give you global coverage. If you can get outside, you can get in touch. It's that simple. Make calls from your SatPhone to any regular cell phone in the United States. The phones are $1,500 value, but you can get yours free. Just sign up for a 15-month plan, $94.95 a month. Get 150 minutes monthly that roll to the next month. Go 3 months without using them, that's fine. Yes, 3 months, 450 minutes, all yours. Visit SAT123.com or call 855-980-5830. SAT123.com, 855-980-5830. Get surety and security with your SatPhone. Call now.
For the first time ever, we're bringing you MyPillow mattresses and mattress toppers for as low as $99.98. Remember, sleep's all about temperature and pressure points. Whatever sleep needs you have, we have the right technology for you. Like our MyPillow mattress topper, our queen size has over 10,000 individual comfort supports to help relieve your pressure points. And how about our 3-inch Hybrid Plus mattress topper? It's infused with copper and silver to help your body get the restorative sleep it needs. And our MyPillow and Case Coil mattresses, I personally helped develop these mattresses to make sure they have everything needed to give us great sleep. Plus, they're made right here in the USA, and they ship right to your front door, absolutely free.
Go to MyPillow.com or call 800-854-0504 and use promo code Godzilla to get MyPillow mattresses and toppers for as low as $99.98 and free shipping.
Buddy Carter, warrior, great guy.
President Trump and Buddy Carter are working to help Georgians keep more of what they earn by passing the largest tax cut in history, eliminating taxes on tips and overtime, and making the child tax credit permanent.
Buddy Carter, warrior, great guy.
From day one, Buddy Carter has stood with President Trump on his mission to make life more affordable for working families. But while President Trump and Buddy Carter were protecting our wallets, Congressman Mike Collins was abusing them. Congressman Collins is under federal investigation for misusing taxpayer funds to benefit himself and his cronies. According to the investigation report, Congressman Mike Collins, quote, may have violated federal law by shelling out government funds to one of his top aides. Georgia families have had enough of wasteful, corrupt career politicians. We just can't trust or afford Mike Collins. Paid for by Buddy Carter for Senate.
I'm Buddy Carter, and I approve this message.
This is Crom Carmichael, CEO of Solti. We got a wonderful email from one of our customers up east named Joe, and here's what he had to say. I started taking Solti almost out of desperation with little hope because I was resigned to the futility that although I was up to taking 2 statins a day, high cholesterol was something I just had to learn to live with. In fact, when I turned 60, after taking a stress cardio test, my doctor called me on a Saturday, which of course is never a good sign, and told me that I was clogged more than 95% of the people my age. I had an angioplasty and a stent procedure done at that time. Today, my stubborn triglycerides are only 1/3 of what they had been before starting taking Solti. My prescription statin dosage has shrunk from 60 milligrams to only 10 milligrams a day. My primary care doctor that I have had for many years still can't believe the results, and neither can I. Thank you, Solti, for providing such a wonderful product. And folks, I want to invite you to take care of your heart also by going to GodzillaHeart.com. That's GodzillaHeart.com. Use the code Godzilla at checkout, and you'll get a 50% discount on your initial shipment. Thanks so much.
I would rather play with 10 people and just get penalized all the way until we got to do something else, rather than play with 11 when I know that right now that person is not sold out to be a part of this team. It is more about them than it is about the team. I cannot play with them, cannot win with them, cannot coach with them, can't do it.
Don't touch that dial. You found your home of the truth.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
With the best analysis in America.
You can't handle the truth.
And now back to the John Fredericks Show.
You're on the John Fredericks Media Network, and I am your Godzilla of the Truth in America, Truth and Clarity right here. Congressman Buddy Carter running for Senate. He's coming up next in Georgia. We got Jim Pfaff with us, and we wanted him to finish his thought there, Jim, about basically the complete MAGA takeover of the Republican Party. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to watch. It's taken us so long. Lace them up and lace them tight, Jim. They got nowhere to go.
No, and if they, at their peril, these GOP leaders, in Capitol Hill, I worked around these people for far too long, and saw too much of this foolishness of ignoring the will of the voters that make them, that get them in their position. If you're not willing to, and this is why Donald Trump came on the scene, and as strongly as he has, is because he's got a base of people who are tired of it. Now, this Voting Rights Act decision in excuse me, in the Supreme Court is going to provide an opportunity to expand this movement that began with Donald Trump coming on the scene. We gotta be aware, as people have been in Indiana, we got to be aware of people and where they stand and whether they're going to stand with us, and then hold them accountable when they get elected. By the way, quick story in Indiana. There is a state senator named Ron Alting. He voted for the redistricting, then he won, and the guy is a snake. To be candid, he's a snake. He came through the process because he voted, and then he's been apologizing ever since for that vote, since he won. Okay, so you're going to see people like that as well, too. It was a great sweep in Indiana, but you've got some fools like this that will still get through the cracks.
Well, we got to snuff them out, and that's going to take leadership, Jim Pfaff. And I want to see you, Jim. I want to see you at my victory party on June 16th. You and Myra. I'm going to send you a link to that. That is on June 16th. It's at the City Tavern in Georgetown. Iconic. We got great speakers there. It's my victory party for DC GOP chairman. You got to come. You got to bring your lovely bride. It's going to be a lot of fun. Speakers, Morgan Griffith is going to be with us. U.S. Treasurer Brandon Beach, and then longtime Trump advisor and Republican activist Corey Lewandowski. So it's going to be a great night, open bar, free food. We're going to have fun Tickets only $50. You can go up to 100 or 200 for the VIP. All you got to do is go to makedcgreat.com, makedcgreat.com, and my big victory party there. Jim, you got to go. I'm going to send you the link. You got to go.
Corey and I were Americans for Prosperity chapter presidents together.
I know
so
you
we
were.
go
I
back
know.
a long way.
Corey, if you're not there, Corey would be very disappointed. So tell Myra, circle June 16th, come to City Tavern. I'm going to send you the link, okay? We good? I'll take that as a yes. Silence is golden.
No, well, that's a yes. That's a yes.
Okay. Jim's a yes. All right. I got to get this. I got to have a massive turnout there. As look, change is coming, baby. You saw it in Indiana. We can't be sitting around. Everybody sits around and get nothing done. Buddy Carter doesn't sit around. He's running for U.S. Senate, and he is coming up next. Jim Pfaff, thanks for being us. People want to follow you, Jim. Where do they go?
conservativecaucus.com.
All right. I'll see you and Myra on the 16th. And if you're not able to make it, send Myra. That's the draw.
I know that is always the draw. No one does it for me, that's for sure.
We just want to get Myra there. See you, Jim. Thanks for being with us. I'll see you on the 16th. I'll send you the link. And but you got to buy the ticket, man. Can't come in for free. It's open bar and free food and all that stuff. Joining me now, U.S. Congressman, 1st District, Georgia, Savannah, running for U.S. Senate, and no redistricting. So I guess that's going to be held on May 19th is primary day. Does it look like Brian Kemp is going to do the have a special session, put the election off? Joining me now, Congressman Buddy Carter. Congressman, great to have you with us, sir.
Thank you, John. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
So let's start with, we got redistricting everywhere in the South, where we have these now constitutionally illegal seats: Alabama, Tennessee, Louisiana, Florida. I can go through all of them. They're all doing these special sessions. Looks like we're going to get one in South Carolina, North Carolina. What about Brian Kemp? What's the deal?
Well, first of all, John, early voting has started in Georgia, and let me encourage everyone to get out and vote. One of the greatest freedoms we have in this country is the freedom to vote. Our veterans, our active military, they've all sacrificed and served so that we would have that great honor and great privilege of electing our own officials. So let me encourage everyone to get out and vote. Now, about early voting in Georgia. Yes, our Governor Brian Kemp has said that he is not going to call for redistricting this year. I disagree. I think he should. I think he should suspend the House races right now and call a special session and redistrict for two reasons in particular. One is that we should not have to suffer through the next 2 years with districts that were drawn under the old laws that discriminated. The intention of the Voting Rights Act was to make sure that we were not discriminating. However, when this redistricting was done, the one that we're under right now, it was done and it was discriminatory. And we should not have to suffer through 2 years of that. That's why we should be redistricting right now. The other thing is, keep in mind, and you were just making this point a second ago, this is an opportunity for us to pick up seats in Georgia. We potentially could pick up 2 to 3 seats. That could make the difference in the majority in the House. We've got such a close majority right now, such a slim majority, that 2 or 3 seats, that could put us in the majority in the House. And I hope Governor Kemp will reverse his decision and will decide to redistrict and call a special session so we can do that. It's the right thing to do. And remember, it's never too late to do the right thing.
Buddy Carter with us, running for U.S. Senate, Georgia, Congressman, District 1, Savannah. You have been able to maintain a very good relationship with the governor through all this stuff, right?
Sure.
He takes your calls. He respects what you say. You've had a good relationship. I have a good relationship now with him. He's been very nice to me, and I could call him today and he'll answer the phone. But I mean, when you ask him about this, I mean, his excuse is, well, voting has started. Well, you just laid it out. You said any early voting is for these other races are fine. You keep those. There's already precedent set. You just move the congressional primaries down the line, which a special session the General Assembly has the authority to set those dates. What is the problem with Brian? Why doesn't he just do what everybody wants him to do? Why is he being stubborn?
I do not know the answer to that, but I have to agree that, I think the right thing would be to suspend the House races right now, call a special session, redistrict, so that we don't have to suffer through the next 2 years under the maps that were drawn intentionally to discriminate against Republicans, against conservatives. We shouldn't have to suffer through that. And also, again, as I said earlier, the fact that this could make the difference in the majority in the House of Representatives and therefore change the direction of our country.
What is your level of frustration with us not even getting the SAVE Act in the Senate to a floor vote, Buddy Carter?
You know, that's why we need to do away with the filibuster. We need to do away with it, as President Trump has suggested, because the Save America Act, that is something that is just common sense. 80% is what I've heard of people agree with it and want to see it passed. Yes, John Ossoff is opposed to it. Why is he opposed to it? Because you'd have to show a photo ID in order to vote. And yet he requires a photo ID in order to get into one of his events. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's so hypocritical.
Tell me about if you get to the U.S. Senate, you would call for the end of the filibuster immediately, right?
I would.
Would you be willing to change leadership there?
Well, you know, John, I got to get over there first. And when I do get over there, then I want to see the lay of the land and I want to see what's going on. And then I'll make that decision about who should be in leadership. You know, I'm as a House member right now, I am frustrated by some of the things that are going on over there. And that's why I want to go over there, is to try to straighten out some of those things. But before I commit to anything, I want to make sure that I'm over there and that I can see the lay of the land.
So you have an open mind for change.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Good answer. Okay, let's get to the war. I want to start there, and then we'll go to this $1 billion for the ballroom, which I'm trying to fathom. I thought that was privately funded. Get to that in a minute. What is your position now on the war with Iran, the money that the president has asked for? How do you see that going, and how long will it be?
Well, first of all, I applaud the president for what he's doing. This is a 47-year war with the leading state sponsor of terrorism in the world. And let's don't forget, they have American blood on their hands. Remember the USS Cole. Remember October 7th. Yes, there were 1,000 Israelites who were killed. There were also 46 Americans who were killed. This has got to stop. And what this president has said, and we've got a president who's got the courage, who's got the will to do this. He is making sure that we save millions of lives in the future by making sure that Iran never has a nuclear bomb. Can you imagine if they had a nuclear bomb? They would use it. Their ballistic missiles already are able to attack Israel, and we think that they possibly could have been been to the point where they could have been over here in America. And here we have the regime chanting in the streets, death to America, death to Israel. This is something we can't ignore. And I applaud this president for what he's doing, and I support him. And I want him to finish the drill. Don't just withdraw now. Make sure that this regime is never going to be terroristic again.
If that means us having to go in there and extract that uranium ourselves, would you be open to that?
I would be. And we've got to make sure that that they don't have that ability to build a nuclear bomb. The president's made that clear. You are not going to have a nuclear bomb. And I applaud him for that. And I support him in that.
Well, I'll tell you what, truth and clarity is what my whole network's about. And you are really embodying that, because everything we ask you, we get a very candid, very forthright answer, not like a lot of the others that we get on that kind of dance around. So thank you for doing that. At least we know what you're going to do if you get there, and hopefully you will. Speaking of getting there, let's look at you got to get in the runoff, right? That's just the bottom line. I mean, you got to get in the runoff. A new poll came out that showed you now slipping behind Derek Dooley. Mike Collins has been at 35% from day one. He's obviously his base of support. Doesn't go up, it doesn't go down. It's kind of like a rock. It's just there at 35%. But now we got a new poll out, shows you've slipped into third. How do you get in the runoff?
Well, first of all, polls are notorious for being inaccurate. I mean, if you look at the poll that was before then, we were 2 points within the lead and had a comfortable lead in second place. So I don't put a lot of stock into a lot of these polls, particularly these internet polls. I don't agree with them at all, and I don't really pay a lot of attention to them. However, I will tell you that our strategy is working. We are peaking and we are surging, and we feel really good about where we're at. We're going to be in that runoff. Early voting is today. It'll be next week. And then May 19th, that will be the primary. And I assure you on May 20th, we'll be in a runoff, and we're going to win that runoff. That is extremely important. This is something that this is part of our strategy. This is what we have been planning all along. We wanted to wait to see the white in their eyes, and we see the white in their eyes now, and now we're attacking.
Well, I've said the whole time, if you get in the runoff, you're the nominee. You just got to get in that runoff, because I think if you can do that, I mean, I don't have any relationship with Mike Collins at all, but I just look at the numbers. I mean, his base is there, but it never grows. 35% doesn't win a runoff. You got to get 51%. I'm not sure he can get there. Coupled with the fact, with all the ethics things he's got going on, I mean, how does he compare to Ossoff? How does he beat Ossoff?
Well, that's the point, John. Look, we got to win. We got to win this race. We have lost 3 Senate races in a row in the state of Georgia. We lost David Perdue, Kelly Loeffler, Herschel Walker. We cannot afford to lose again. You have to put your best player on the field, the one who gives you the best chance of winning. And I would submit to you that is us. Why is that? Well, first of all, let's take Derek Dooley, for instance. He's voted once in the last 20 years, never voted for President Trump. That, if he is our nominee, then that's going to be the focus. The fact that he's only
hold that thought a moment. I mean, I had him on my show, and I asked him about that, and he had a pretty good stock answer that was focused on football, and he was traveling a lot. And okay, well, if everybody took that attitude, nobody would vote. We're all busy. I got things to do as well, and so do you, and so does your wife, and so does my sons, and so is my daughter. I mean, everybody's got things to do. So I thought that was, I don't know how you get somebody, you vote for somebody in the Senate that's actually voted, forget a Republican primary, actually voted one time in 20 years. Like, you don't even value the voting system. I mean, I just don't understand how all of a sudden you get up one day and say, well, I didn't vote. Now I'm going to run for Senate.
Well, certainly not who Teddy Roosevelt was talking about, the man in the arena. We know that. But it is. And that will be what the Democrats focus on. And they will eat him up with that. Now, if Mike Collins is our candidate, we lose. Why do we lose? Because he's under ethics investigation. He's under federal investigation for misusing taxpayers' funds. When President Trump and I were trying to put more money in your pocket, he was putting money in his pocket and in his chief of staff's pocket. If he is the nominee, that's what the Democrats are going to focus on. And we're going to lose. We cannot lose. We've got to win. John, I don't have any baggage. I promise you 3 things. First of all, I will never embarrass you. Secondly, I will work my butt off. And thirdly, I'll win. I'll win this race. This is extremely important. Let me ask you, John, who do you see on Fox News? Who do you see on Fox Business? Who do you see on Newsmax? Who do you see on the John Fredericks Show? Who do you see on CNN with Scott Jennings fighting the Democrats? You see me. I'm the one who can carry the message. I'm the one who can articulate the message. I'm the one who can deliver the message.
Tell me about these ethics complaints that Mike Collins have. I mean, what is your knowledge of those?
My only knowledge is having read the complaint itself. Evidently, his chief of staff was paying his girlfriend for being an intern, and she wasn't doing any work. The district director protested and said something about it, and they fired the district director. I mean, come on, guys. This is, and then there's been hundreds of thousands of dollars that evidently the chief of staff is, and again, this is in the report. You can read it yourself. Hundreds of thousands of dollars that the chief of staff is questionable about having spent as well.
Unbelievable. I mean, I'm not that. I mean, they're allegations, but they're out there.
They are out there, John. And I think it's important to note that this is a bipartisan committee of the House. 5 Democrats, 5 Republicans, appointed by Mike Johnson and by Hakeem Jeffries. Now, Mike wants to say, no, they were appointed by Nancy Pelosi. No, they weren't. They were appointed by Hakeem Jeffries. And all 10-0 said, yes, we need to move forward on this complaint. There is enough information for us to move forward.
What do you think? You've got a colleague, Jayapal, I think, in Michigan, who is, I mean, I even know how can he say this. She's going around the chief executive of the United States, the president, the secretary of war, the secretary of state, Rubio, calling up other countries on her own, trying to figure out how to get oil into Cuba around her own country's blockade, serving with you in the House. You know, Collins is there as well. What is your reaction to that?
Yeah, it's despicable, and she needs to be stopped, and she needs to be stopped right now. I mean, this is someone who is obviously out of control and someone who does not need to be in Congress. She should not be representing anyone in the United States Congress. She shouldn't have a vote. She shouldn't have the authority to be calling other countries. All of this is just ridiculous. She is out of control and she needs to be reined in. And I would call on Hakeem Jeffries and the Democratic Party to do just that. They should be the ones that rein in their own member here.
Is that treason?
It is. It certainly borders on it.
Don't you think? Your position on ICE immigration enforcement. I know, look, everybody is for getting out criminal illegals, but we're still, the position of the president is to get all the illegals that came in out. It's going to be hard to do, but they're doing it. What is your position on ICE?
Absolutely 100% support him. Let me tell you 2 stories real quick about what happened in my hometown of Savannah, Georgia. First of all, we had a beloved special education teacher, Dr. Linda Davis, who was a special needs education teacher, who was killed by an illegal immigrant who was fleeing ICE, resisting arrest, and crashed into her and killed her tragically. Just this past week in Effingham County, we had a 47-year-old father who was killed in a head-on collision by an illegal immigrant who had a blood alcohol content of 1.98. His wife was talking to him on the phone when it happened. John, this has got to stop. We have got to get rid of these people who should not be in this country. They broke the law. They broke the law when they came into this country. And to think that John Ossoff for 4 years supported the Biden-Harris administration's policies of open borders, allowing 15 million illegal immigrants to come into this country, we would be naive to think if they weren't some criminal illegal immigrants within that. Yes, they were. We know that the Latin American countries were emptying their prisons and sending their prisoners over here. We've got to get rid of the criminal illegal immigrants first, and then we'll concentrate on the others.
How do you get in this runoff?
We get in by just working our butts off, and that's what we're doing. Yesterday, we were in North Georgia. Today, we're going to be in Augusta. Tomorrow, we'll be back here in Atlanta. We are working through the state, and John, the reception has been excellent. We were in Lumpkin County last night in Dahlonega, Georgia, and had a great, great time. We were all over North Georgia yesterday, and it was National Day of Prayer, as you know, and we went to 4 different events for that, and it was just a great day. We are getting a great reception everywhere we go. We're up on TV. We're hitting it hard, and we're going to be successful. We're going to win this thing, and we're going to be the nominee. And again, the 3 things I promise you: I will never embarrass you. I will always work hard, and I'm going to win. We're going to win and take back that seat.
You get in this runoff, you're going to be the nominee. I've been saying that for months. You just got to get in the runoff. You got to get in the runoff. So basically, it's a 2-man race now between you and Derek Dooley. Collins is his 35% is not going anywhere. So you got to get in that runoff. You do that, I think you're going to be the nominee. People want to follow you, and I've said that for months. People want to follow you. Where do they go?
BuddyCarter.com.
Make me right.
I am. We are going to win.
BuddyCarter.com. If Buddy gets in the runoff, he's the nominee, period. And I think you're the best candidate to go up against Ossoff. I mean, I like the
They don't
coach.
have any baggage, John. They
I
cannot.
like the coach, but he didn't vote, and then he goes to events. He just doesn't resonate. And, Mike is Mike. So I'll leave it at that. Buddy, thanks for being with us. BuddyCarter.com.
Thank you, John. Always a pleasure, my friend.
Always good to see you. My best to your wife. We're going to be right back. The Jane Meister is coming up next. Don't want to miss that.
WJFN W224EB 92.7 FM Chester, W299DB 107.7 Barnaire, 100.5 FM Goochland, and WJFB Port.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. The latest on the hantavirus cruise ship saga.
Spanish authorities will receive more than 140 passengers and crew members on board the hantavirus-stricken cruise ship. The vessel is expected to reach the Spanish island of Tenerife off the coast of West Africa on Saturday or Sunday, where health officials will perform careful evacuations. Virginia Barcones, Spain's head of emergency services, says they will arrive at a completely isolated, cordoned-off area. The US has agreed to send a plane to the area to repatriate its 17 citizens, and the British government also says it will charter a plane to evacuate the nearly 24 British citizens still on the MV Hondius. At least 3 passengers have died and several others are sick. I'm Charles Tillazesma.
As oil prices edge higher, pump prices have dropped just a bit, down a penny from yesterday, AAA's national average. For a gallon of regular, $4.54 as of this morning. California's average, $6.16. That's holding steady from yesterday.
We're negotiating with the Iranians.
President Trump saying the process is not confrontation-free at sea.
You probably heard we took our 3 destroyers and we rammed them through some pretty big stuff today. And the destroyers weren't hurt in any way. The people weren't hurt, but they were firing at us, and we were firing back at them.
The president says the attacking Iranian forces were, in his words, completely destroyed. There's been a lot of speculation Senator John Fetterman might jump the Democrat ship to become a Republican, but the Pennsylvania Democrat says that's not happening, telling the Washington Post that he'd make a terrible Republican who still votes overwhelmingly with the Democrats. Watching Wall Street this morning, the Dow futures 139 points higher. The Nasdaq futures up 228 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Advantage Gold, America's #1 precious metals company, is sounding the alarm that a storm is coming and that now is the time to diversify your portfolio before it's too late. That's why we're offering an emergency gold and silver protection kit valued at $49, absolutely free for anyone who calls today at 800-900-8000. This kit includes critical information for investors with a retirement account seeking to own physical gold and silver but want to do it tax and penalty free. Advantage Gold has helped investors protect and secure their wealth with physical gold and silver since 2014. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000 and we'll rush your emergency gold and silver kit plus a free copy of Ken Rogoff's book, Our Dollar, Your Problem. See how gold and silver can help you protect and secure your wealth with the help of Advantage Gold. Results vary. Consult your tax advisor before investing. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Instagram users effective today will no longer be able to send fully private direct messages. It's the removal of Instagram's end-to-end encryption feature.
The future is private, Mark Zuckerberg said in 2019. The Meta CEO promised to roll out privacy-enhancing technology called end-to-end encryption across Facebook and Instagram messaging. But today the company is switching off the feature on Instagram for its 3 billion monthly users. Meta says its U-turn is down to not enough people opting in to use the feature. The child protection charity, the NSPCC, has praised the decision, saying the tech allowed the grooming and abuse of children to go unseen. Big Brother Watch says it's a backward step for online privacy.
And that's the BBC's Joe Tidy. Partial results from local elections in England show significant losses for Prime Minister Keir Starmer's Labour Party and gains for Reform UK. Starmer insists that he will not resign after the votes. Townhall.com. The biggest tournament in college sports getting a significant makeover with more participants next year.
The NCAA will expand its March Madness tournaments by 8 teams each next season. It will add more early round games in the first week without altering the overall format. The new 76-team brackets for men and women will feature 12 games involving 24 teams. The winners will join the main 64-team bracket starting Thursday for men and Friday for women. Most new slots are expected to go to power conference teams. There's no consensus among coaches in college basketball about the competitive value of expanding the tournament. I'm Geffen Coolbaugh.
Yesterday it was the Pope. Today, Secretary of State Rubio, continuing his visit to Italy, is meeting with the Italian prime and foreign ministers. Among other things, they have been discussing the Iran war, a point of some friction between the U.S. and Italy. More on these stories, townhall.com.
In 2008, the amount of concentrated time people could spend on a task without becoming distracted was 12 seconds. 5 years later, it was only 8 seconds, 1 second less than a goldfish. If you're often distracted or have trouble recalling information, you're likely to fall behind in the demanding, fast-paced 21st century. In other words, brain performance is more critical now than ever. Boost your brain power with Healthy Cells Focus Plus Recall. Science-backed nootropics to help you sharpen focus, concentrate longer, enhance recall, improve mental speed, learn rapidly, and be more alert. It's a pill-free brain supplement made with maximum absorption ingestible gel technology, designed to feed your brain at the cellular level. Take it for a test drive. Go to healthycell.com and use code GODZILLA for 20% off your first order of Focus Plus Recall. That's healthycell.com, code GODZILLA for 20% off.
Now more than ever, it's imperative to support companies that share our conservative values. That's why I can't be more excited to tell you that I've switched my family to Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you shift your support away from the leftist, woke, progressive agendas of Big Mobile. Patriot Mobile's wireless service works perfectly and seamlessly as you go about your lives with exceptional nationwide coverage that uses the same towers the main carriers use. Patriot Mobile donates a portion of every dollar earned to causes you care about, to organizations that fight for religious freedom, First and Second Amendments, sanctity of life, and the needs of veterans and first responders. Patriot Mobile has plans to fit any budget, along with great discounts for our veterans and first responder heroes, as well as multi-line users. Switching is easy. Just go to patriotmobile.com/Godzilla or call their U.S.-based customer service team, 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-728-7468. Use offer code Godzilla for free activation.
Hey folks, Al Green here for SatPhone. When you're on the go, you want to know you're connected. If it's a family vacation or an off-the-grid escape to a remote destination, having reliable communication helps you feel safe and secure. You can't afford to find yourself in a dead zone. That's why you need SatPhone. SatPhones are reliable, durable, and give you global coverage. If you can get outside, you can get in touch. It's that simple. Make calls from your SatPhone to any regular cell phone in the United States. The phones are a $1,500 value, but you can get yours free. Just sign up for a 15-month plan, $94.95 a month. Get 150 minutes monthly that roll to the next month. Go 3 months without using them, that's fine. Yes, 3 months, 450 minutes, all yours. Visit SAT123.com or call 855-980-5830. SAT123.com, 855-980-5830. Get surety and security with your sat phone. Call now.
Trump 2.0 is in full effect. How do you keep up with all the action? I'll tell you. TrumpNationNews.com is your inside source for the inside scoop. Manufacturing, jobs, deportations, and the nation's rejuvenation. The first 100 days and beyond. All the news you need and no liberal gibberish. It's the perfect way to start your day. Sign up for the TNN newsletter. Do it today. TrumpNationNews.com. TrumpNationNews.com. Part of the John Fredericks Media Network.
Hey parents, plan an unforgettable summer. Send your kids to Rapidan Baptist Camp in Rochelle, Virginia. 1 week of nonstop fun and life-changing truth. Amazing preachers, friendly counselors, exciting activities. Ride an alpine coaster and zip line, a 250-foot water slide, and that's just the beginning. Junior camps for ages 7 to 12, teen camps for 13 to 18, 2-day Pee-wee camp with mom and dad for ages 4 to 8, and a brand new day camp option. Sign up today at camprapidan.com. That's camprapidan.com. Rapidan Baptist Camp, where faith and fun collide.
They're better than we are. We're
Not good enough. We shouldn't even be thinking about beating this 49ers. We shouldn't be talking about it because the Saints ain't good enough. And you guys shouldn't write about us being a playoff team and all that bullshit. That's malarkey. We ain't good enough to beat those guys, and it was proven out there today. It's that simple. We're not good enough yet. We got a long way to go. We got a lot of work to do. We're close, and close don't mean... And you can put that on TV for me. I'm tired of coming close, and we're going to work our off till we ain't close anymore. And it may take some time. We're going to get it done. We aren't in there. We aren't good enough. They're better than us. Black and white, simple fact. Could have, would have, should have is the difference in what I'm talking about. The good teams don't come in and say could have. They get it done. All right? It's that simple. I'm tired of saying could have, should have, would have. That's why we ain't good enough yet. Because we're saying could have and they ain't.
He's your Godzilla of the truth in America. No gibberish or nonsense, just common sense. And now back to the John Fredericks Show.
You got him. I'm John Fredericks, and I am your Godzilla of the truth in America, TGIF. Great to have you with us. Well, we're getting these maps done. Yay, Tennessee. Unbelievable. And now we got Alabama. We got Mississippi. It goes from there. But Tennessee, the big one, fell in one day. First one right outside the box. Want to commend Senator Marsha Blackburn again, who 15 minutes after the SCOTUS ruling last week called on Governor Bill Lee to call the special session. She said, if you don't do it when I'm governor, I will. So Bill Lee didn't really want to do it, wringed his hands a little bit, but he got it done. And now these District 9 in Memphis, which was gerrymandered into oblivion, that's gone. And so Sia Cohen, have a nice life, actually getting a real job. So we'll see what happens there. We got other states on the line. Meantime, Ohio, big primary. Vivek Ramaswamy, he's the nominee. Now, if you're going to have a primary in Ohio and you want to evaluate what's going on there, well, there's only one person in America you could possibly have on your show, and that is the Jane Meister, who is coming up next, because without the Jane Meister, you really don't know what's going on in Ohio, which she's always right about everything. So she's coming up next, so hang on to your seats there when she comes on. This segment brought to you by Hope Gas. Now, West Virginia, well, they'd like you to move from Ohio to West Virginia, but Jane wants you to stay there. Maybe one day somebody will start cutting taxes there. Oh, maybe that's Vivek Ramaswamy. Certainly your current governor hasn't done that. But West Virginia says, hey, come here, because if you do, well, then there's Hope Gas. And today's segment on Ohio is brought to you by West Virginia's Hope Gas. Now, you can learn more about their history and how they provide great service to my 9 signals and my offices there in Morgantown and Fairmont. I love Hope Gas. Johnny on the spot. They serve all my companies. They serve all my friends there. One of the greatest companies you're ever going to see. Hope Gas proudly provides safe and reliable natural gas services to approximately, get this, 160,000 homes and businesses throughout the Mountain State, including all mine, all of them, all 9 signals, Hope Gas. They proudly serve West Virginia and keep the rates down. I think we had 2 problems one time because we need the power to keep our stuff on the air. Like, they were out there immediately. They got it done same day. Nobody does that. Great people, great people. For more information, go to hopegas.com. That's hopegas.com. And don't forget, the basketball arena and volleyball arena in Morgantown for West Virginia is called Hope Gas Coliseum. You can't get better than that. Hope Gas Coliseum. More information, go to the people who care. Go to hopegas.com. That's hopegas.com. And this segment in Ohio is brought to you by Hope Gas in West Virginia. Joining me now, the Jane Meister. Jane Timken is with us, former U.S. Senate candidate, state senator, Ohio, and also national committee woman for the Republican Party in Ohio. Jane Meister, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me. Happy Friday.
I think I give you the best intro ever. You should take my intro and play it over and over to your husband.
That I'm right about everything? Yes.
Yes,
My husband
that's
would
what I'm
disagree
saying.
with you.
You just get the little clip or whatever you start saying. Just hit the button and play it.
I don't think that's going to work.
It wouldn't work in my situation either, but you got to try different things, Jane.
No doubt.
It's good to have you with us. So Vivek Ramaswamy running away with a nomination. And then I love this victory speech. He says, because he kind of said this in the campaign, but he's like, hey, I'm going to get rid of income tax. I'm going to find a way to get rid of these income taxes. A lot of people say that. They never get it done. Morrissey in West Virginia is getting it done. He's cut it in half. Is this real?
Yeah, no, it is real. Look, we did cut income taxes in Ohio. We now have a flat rate. We've got to get to be competitive. We have to cut the income tax. And Vivek is determined to have no income tax in the state of Ohio. I'll be honest, we've got to make sure that we have to balance our budget in the state. But, the people in Ohio are suffering more from property taxes and other taxes. And it's hampering our prosperity. And Vivek understands that. He is a creative, dynamic leader, and I'm excited for his leadership in Ohio when he's governor.
Now, you voted for him, obviously, and backed him. Is he at any risk in November?
Look, we all know that this is a midterm election. I see it very much like 2018 in Ohio. I was the party chair then. It was a competitive race. We all know that when Republicans control the presidency, the Senate, and the House, there is this movement against the incumbent Republican Party. But I will tell you, Mike DeWine won in 2018, and Ohio has become more and more red. But we cannot sit on our laurels. We have to have our voters turn out, and we have to remind them. And I've been out talking to voters. I've been out knocking doors. I'm on the ballot this November. And look, voters are telling me, hey, I've got trouble. I'm worried about gas prices, but the Democrats are crazy. I will not vote for them. And we've got to remind people the Democrats are crazy. This is not the Democrats of your parents' generation. These are radical, progressive, quite frankly, socialists turning to communists. And that is not Ohio, and that is not American.
All right, let's talk about Ohio. The Jane Meister with us, Jane Timken, state senator in Ohio, also Republican National Committee woman for the RNC in Ohio, former state chair and former candidate for Senate, who I endorsed back in the day over J.D. Vance. And
hopefully J.D. won't hold it against you.
I voted for the better looking of the two candidates as far as
I don't know about that.
Jane, you would have been an outstanding U.S. Senator.
Thank you.
And you were state party chairman. So let's look at a couple of your races. Let's look at I'm sorry for laughing. Let's look at your Senate race. What's the deal there with Sherrod Brown? He's back. He's getting all this money. People telling me he's in play. People are telling me that that's going to be a flip, just like they told me Beto was going to be Cruz. Right? It's kind of the same thing. Never happened. What's going on in your U.S. Senate race? What do you think of your nominee?
Yeah, well, it's going to be a competitive Senate race. I expect millions of dollars will be spent on TV. Sherrod has been in public office for 40 years, except when Bernie Moreno thankfully beat him last cycle. It's time for Sherrod to go home. There's a great ad out that I wish everyone would see. It's basically Sherrod Brown overstaying a party, and he's the guy that won't ever go home. And it's time for Sherrod to go. I always say Sherrod should go home, get a haircut, get some pants that fit. I mean, the guy is a schlub, and it's time for him to go home. Look, it's a race against John Husted. John Husted is a known entity in Ohio. He was our former Secretary of State. He was Speaker of the House. He was Lieutenant Governor. People know and trust John. John is doing a phenomenal job in the U.S. Senate. It's going to be a competitive race. It's going to come down to turnout and money. But John will bring it home. And we all, as Republicans, have to be yoked together to bring out this win. And I'm determined for John to win. And people are tired of Sherrod. It's, he's Chuck Schumer's buddy. Just go home. Just go home.
I don't know why your incumbent senator wouldn't win. I mean, he's got a great voting record. He's 100% MAGA. He's done everything that's been asked of him. He does what a good, solid Republican senator should do. He's got balls. I mean, he has stands that are in alignment with our entire movement. So, and he's in a red state. So, what is even the argument for Brown?
Yeah, well, so, everyone assumes Ohio is a red state, and it has been red since 2016. But we have large urban metropolitan areas that are very Democrat, Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, and also Toledo. So there are pockets of the state that are in Democrat control. And, the Democrats always think that they can bring the comeback, that they're going to win, they're going to beat Republicans. Ohioans trust Republican leadership, and they do not trust the Democrats overwhelmingly. So I think John will win. It is going to be competitive because Sherrod Brown will be well funded. He's had a long history with a lot of the big donors in the country, and that Democrat money machine will turn on for Sherrod.
Tell me about some of your other races. The Cantor race. How do you see that?
The Cantor race?
You've got one Democrat seat there, right in the House, that is very, very close.
Oh, Captor.
Captor.
Marcy
I'm sorry.
Captor.
What did I say? Cantor.
Yes.
Captor.
Captor, yes, Marcy Captor, the 9th Congressional District. We actually redistricted in this past fall and made that much more Republican. And Derek Marin won the primary this past Tuesday. He ran against Marcy Captor. It was a very close race. He lost by just a couple, maybe less than 1%. Now it is an even more Republican district. I expect Derek Marin to win. He's got to raise the money. He's got to continue to be a good candidate. But again, Marcy Captor's I think she's been in office longer than Sherrod Brown. She's the longest serving elected official, I think, in the country. I mean, she's older than Nancy Pelosi. So it's time for her to go.
Well, listen, sometimes the second time around, a lot of people win the second time around because they get the experience as a candidate, right? They made mistakes the first time they ran. They made mistakes either not raising enough money, going to the wrong people, not spending their time on the right things. You just learn. Like it's anything. You go through it one time, you get to be the second time, you get a little more experience. Do you think that will benefit your candidate now?
I do. And I think that he's got a real shot because of the makeup of the district. And there are portions of that district that are strong ruby red, and they will turn out. And even though this is a midterm election and, we tend to lose seats, I'm very optimistic with redistricting across the country that, everyone, the news media likes to point to Donald Trump's approval rating, but the Democrats' congressional approval rating is way worse. So let's remind people of that. No one likes the Democrat leadership. They're progressive. They're anti-Semites. The way they talk, quite frankly, frightens me of what they want to change this country into. And Mondami is their poster boy. That guy is out of control.
You know what? When you say scares you, Tyler, get ready for cut 12. We're going to run that. This is Alan Dershowitz. Yesterday, I was on one of the channels saying that I've been a Democrat for 70 years. That's a long time. I'm only 68, so I don't know how old he is. Democrat for 70 years. But he says, now my party scares me to death. This is a guy that's been a Democrat forever. I mean, these guys are nuts. Have you seen this guy in Maine? That's their de facto Senate nominee. You heard about this guy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know his name. It's like Plasker. I don't know. But look, the guy has a Nazi tattoo. And they're like, oh, it was just, when he was young. What? The hypocrisy is astounding to me. And it's just all they care about is power. They don't care about the people they represent. They will do everything for power. And we've seen it over and over and over again. Look what they've done to President Trump. It's all they all loved President Trump before he ran. Now that he has power, they want to take it back. And Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. We love dogs. So, so the guy's got, okay, the guy, first of all, the guy is a communist revolutionary, right? I mean, he is right out of Che Guevara. I mean, he's a communist and a revolutionary and an anti-Semite. I mean, who in their right mind? I'm just going to lay this out there. I don't care. First of all, to get a tattoo, you have to be over 18, right? I speak from experience. I have a lot of them, a lot, right? I'm completely covered. So probably don't know that. So, but you got to be 18. So it's not like you got it at 12. You can't do it. It's illegal. So you got to be 18. You get a tattoo and you tattoo on your shoulder a swastika. Now, who on earth would do that? If you're not like just an anti-Semite, like what? Like who would do that? And the way the Democrats are just excusing that, like it's nothing. Like, you know, it's nothing. Yeah, he was young. Okay, how old were you? Like, give me the details. Were you 25? Were you 30? Were you 19? And like, who did it? And what inspired that? I mean, they don't even talk about that. It's like they just cover it up. I mean, could you imagine if that was a Republican? I mean, that would be on the front page of every libtard publication in the world. But yet they just say, well, he was young. Well, first of all, he was over 18 because that's the law. So, I mean, come on, man. It just, the guy is an anti-Semite. He hates Jews. And he's a communist revolutionary. And they're all backing him. I mean, I've never seen this.
Right. I mean, and they're all backing him. They want him to win because they don't care. They don't care about whether he's a quality person or not. They want the power. They want to take back the Senate. And I'm telling you, if it was a Republican, they would be crucifying every day on CNN.
Could you imagine? I mean, just think about, I just want our national audience to understand getting a tattoo that size. Okay. First of all, you have to plan it. Then you have to give the tattoo artist what you want. Then they have to go through the rendering. Then you have to check out that. Then they do the stencil. Then you sit in the chair for multiple hours in discomfort. That's the way it works, right? Multiple hours. So this is not, oh, I got drunk one night and got it. It's not the way it works. So this guy planned this out like anybody does with extensive body art, like I do. You plan it out. It takes days of your time, a lot of money. And then to think I just got drunk as a young guy and got it, that is such malarkey. I mean, right? Go ahead.
He kept it. And he kept it. And I mean, he seems very, I think, unstable, but they don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care. It's about power. And they're day after day, they prove themselves to be hypocrites. You know, they're all, oh, tax the rich, tax the rich. Meanwhile, they're back there making money hand over fist. I mean, AOC still hasn't explained the vineyard. I mean, that is just outrageous. You know, she went from bartending to, you know, a vineyard owner. That's what, $30 million. Hello, what? And Nancy Pelosi made so much money. It's unfathomable to me.
So how do you get from? I mean, and look, I have no problem with her being a bartender. I have no problem with that. Okay, that you have to work to survive, and you know she made money at it, and she served her guests, and it's a noble thing to do. So I have no problem with that, or how she got to Congress. But how do you go from when she first got there, Jane? It was reported that she said, I can't move here. I can't get a lease until I get my first congressional paycheck because I don't have any money, right? So she had to stay with somebody, a friend of hers, until she got enough money to get her own place. How do you go from I don't have enough money until I get my first congressional paycheck to I own a $30 million vineyard in 6 years? Like, how do you do that?
Yeah. How do you do it legally is the question, right? And now all of a sudden the vineyard is vaporized and gone and it has no assets. It's all very curious to me. I mean, she should be investigated. And, but of course, nothing will happen. I hope something happens. I think we're starting to really see our DOJ and FBI start to really bring down the hammer. And I'm looking forward to hopefully what happens in the next 6 months.
I think we're going to win the midterms. Tell me I'm crazy.
No, I think you're right. I really do. You never know what could happen, but I do think that the Democrats day after day prove themselves to be just radical wackos that are so out of touch from the American people that they're the people that nominated Kamala Harris. They're the people that love Mondami. That's not Ohioans. That's not the average American. They just want to be able to go to work, make some money, take care of their family, go on vacation once in a while, and enjoy their lives. That's, we need to make sure that we're still fighting for that American dream, that opportunity for people to succeed. And the Democrats, they want socialism. And that's what frightens all of us. That's what Alan Dershowitz was talking about, that they want to fundamentally, radically change this country. And the American people, I don't think will stand for it.
Jane, I've got one more minute. What's going on with this midterm convention we were supposed to have in Dallas?
Yeah, I mean, your guess is as good as mine.
You're on the committee.
I am. They're not telling us much. I keep hearing sometimes September, don't know the details. I think, look, President Trump is concerning himself with major issues, Epic Fury and other issues. I'm sure we'll have a big rally in Dallas and we're going to win those midterms. But I'm telling everyone who's listening, do not sit at home on Election Day. You better get out and vote. And you better bring 10 of your friends and tell them to vote Republican because our country is counting on you.
We can do it. Jane Timken with us, the Jane Meister. Jane, people want to follow you. Where do they go?
On Twitter, it's Jane Timken OH, and on Facebook and Instagram, it's Jane Timken for Ohio Senate.
Jane Timken, the Jane Meister. She's always right. Well, I love having her on. She is always right. Unbelievable. Jane,
I'll tell my husband.
Tell him that. Tell him Fredericks said, you're always right. Reporter McCabe next. I don't know where he is. We'll find out in a couple of minutes. Thank you, Jane. We'll be right back.
Trump 2.0 is in full effect. How do you keep up with all the action? I'll tell you. TrumpNationNews.com is your inside source for the inside scoop. Manufacturing, jobs, deportations, and the nation's rejuvenation. The first 100 days and beyond. All the news you need and no liberal gibberish. It's the perfect way to start your day. Sign up for the TNN newsletter. Do it today. TrumpNationNews.com. TrumpNationNews.com. Part of the John Fredericks Media Network.
1775 Coffee is giving away free starter kits. Try the dark or medium roast coffee with longevity blend, an infused blend with anti-aging supplements clinically proven to reduce biological age. When you purchase the first 2 bags, you'll receive a free 1775 starter kit, including a third 16-ounce bag of coffee, a matte black tumbler, a frother, a gold scoop, or a reusable K-cup filter. Just order now at 1775coffee.com/Godzilla and claim your free 1775 starter kit while supplies last.
What if those who were once called conspiracy theorists turn out to be right again? A new study by Korean doctors claimed that COVID vaccines raise the risk of 6 cancers, including lung, breast, and prostate. Researchers analyzed health records from more than 8.4 million adults between 2021 and 2023, and their findings were published in Biomarker Research, a respected scientific journal. Critics dismiss it, but the data raises concern that spike protein exposure may be tied to long-term health risks. And Dr. Peter McCullough has been aware of this since 2020, which is why he collaborated with the wellness company to create Ultimate Spike Detox, designed to help your body clear spike proteins, reduce inflammation, and support heart health. With natural ingredients like nattokinase, dandelion root, and bromelain, it is your daily proactive defense from a man-made virus. Don't wait until symptoms strike or something unexpected happens. Experience the only formula approved and used by Dr. McCullough, one of the top doctors who risked it all. Go to twc.health/Godzilla That's twc.health/Godzilla and use promo code Godzilla to get 10% off plus free shipping.
Now more than ever, it's imperative to support companies that share our conservative values. That's why I can't be more excited to tell you that I've switched my family to Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you shift your support away from the leftist, woke, progressive agendas of Big Mobile. Patriot Mobile's wireless service works perfectly and seamlessly as you go about your lives with exceptional nationwide coverage that uses the same towers the main carriers use. Patriot Mobile donates a portion of every dollar earned to causes you care about, to organizations that fight for religious freedom, First and Second Amendments, sanctity of life, and the needs of veterans and first responders. Patriot Mobile has plans to fit any budget, along with great discounts for our veterans and first responder heroes, as well as multi-line users. Switching is easy. Just go to patriotmobile.com/Godzilla or call their U.S.-based customer service team, 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-728-7468. Use offer code Godzilla for free activation.
Hey folks, Al Green here for Sat Phone. When you're on the go, you want to know you're connected. If it's a family vacation or an off-the-grid escape to a remote destination, having reliable communication helps you feel safe and secure. You can't afford to find yourself in a dead zone. That's why you need Sat Phone. Sat phones are reliable, durable, and give you global coverage. If you can get outside, you can get in touch. It's that simple. Make calls from your Sat phone to any regular cell phone in the United States. The phones are $1,500 value, but you can get yours free. Just sign up for a 15-month plan, $94.95 a month. Get 150 minutes monthly that roll to the next month. Go 3 months without using them, that's fine. Yes, 3 months, 450 minutes, all yours. Visit SAT123.com or call 855-980-5830. SAT123.com, 855-980-5830. Get surety and security with your Sat phone. Call now.
Right now, download the new WV Sports Nation app from the Apple Store or Google Play and get the entire Mountaineer sports world in the palm of your hand. Right now, get notified when new stories drop about your favorite Mountaineers teams and athletes. Download the WV Sports Nation app right now. Get updates on next level Mountaineers like Weatherholt and Joe Mazzulla. All that and more right in your pocket right now. Download the new WV Sports Nation app from the Apple Store or Google Play. Download the app right now.
You know, you can't turn the ball over 5 times like that. Holy crap. I don't know who the hell we think we are when we do something like that. Unbelievable. 5 turnovers. One of them, we've thrown 4 interceptions for touchdowns this year. That might be an NFL record. That's pitiful. I mean, it's absolutely pitiful to perform like that. Pitiful. What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
He's the voice of Virginia.
No, you can't. You have one of the worst voices I've ever heard in my life.
And the commander of common sense.
Fire at will, Commander.
Now back to the John Fredericks Show.
Well, you got him back. And let's see what we got going on here. Got a lot going. There's a lot happening in the morning. But this Iranian thing has got to get figured out. We got to get the Strait opened, and I agree with Buddy Carter. I thought Carter nailed it. You just got to get in there and take it. You just got to get in there, and you got to take it. Still waiting for McCabe, the second week now in a row that we haven't been able to get a hold of him. So we got to get that taken care of. 888-480 John. You want to weigh in? 888-480-5646. And I want to get to. Back to cut 12. This is Alan Dershowitz yesterday. Tyler, I'm sorry. Oh my God. Dan, sorry, Dan. This is cut 12, Dan. Dershowitz saying he's now just completely disenchanted with the Democrat Party. He says they're bat crap crazy. Take a listen.
I feel like I'm in 1932 Berlin at the standing up against what was going on. Not 1938. I'm not saying 1938, but in 1932, before the election of Hitler as chancellor, the universities were turning against Jews. If there was Israel, they'd have been turning against Israel. And I feel I'm one of the few people who am standing up against my old my old party. Look, I became a Democrat when I was 14 years old. I used to go with a loudspeaker and campaign for a guy named Philip Schuppler, who was running for assembly of the Democratic ticket. So I've been a Democrat for 70 years. I now am strongly opposed to that party. I want them defeated in every single election. Not every one. There are a few. There's this Senate congressman from New Jersey. There's a couple of Congress people from other places that I want to see elected. But I want to see the Democrats lose control of the House and lose control of the Senate and lose control of the presidency, because I am scared of them. They are against America. They're against Israel. They're against Jews.
What an indictment of the Democratic Party. Look, this is what we've been saying. I mean, it's an anti-Semite party. They're against Jews in this country. And the fact that Jews keep voting for Democrats is like incredible. It's like, what don't you understand here? Like, your party is now run by anti-Semites. And it is, there is historical, there is history here. There is history around the world. And all you got to do is go to the 1930s, right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing that's going on. And that discussion I had with Timken over the SWAT, the guy that's running for Senate in Maine. I don't want to keep bringing this up, but the guy's got a SWAT sticker tattooed on his body. I mean, you just don't get that drunk one day. I mean, that is planned out. And then he didn't remove it. There's ways now to remove it. He didn't even remove it. So it's incredible. As part of what, National Socialist Party? I don't know what the hell this guy's doing. And the fact that they're embracing, I can remember, what was it in Louisiana? What was it, the guy that ran for governor? David Duke? Like, half the Republicans in the country, like, abandoned the guy. Like, I don't want, no. They voted for the swindler, whatever his name is, the old Democrat that basically had all these allegations against him. Yeah, David Duke. Nobody was for him. Nobody on the Republican side. Now, he got votes, obviously, but the whole Republican Party abandoned him when the guy emerged somehow as a nominee. I mean, I get party, but you start embracing these whack jobs, and they don't care. As long as they can get a seat, they don't care what he does. That's the crazy part of it. Yes, 92, Dan, you are correct. It is 92 that happened. This segment brought to you by my good friend Mike Lindell, who's going to be on our show on Monday. So we're looking forward to that. And, they moved to a new factory. They got all these sales going on. Take advantage of it. Quality of life, inflation buster. Save the money you're spending on gas, save it here. I mean, the savings are up to 80%. He's got everything for sale in this thing. Anything in the old factory, it's cheaper for him to just ship it to you for free at 80% off than have to ship it to the new factory. Set it up, stage it, get trucks. Just get it out. While supplies last, when they're out, they're out. So you get, the savings right now and the free shipping in and of itself is incredible. So just go to mypillow.com, promo code Godzilla, get the slippers, get the towels, get the keys of sheets. You're going to sleep like a baby. It's just great products, great prices. Mattress toppers there. We got it all. So I can talk about every single product they have because they're all great. And it's as simple as that. And the comforter, I tell you what, the comforters are die for. I mean, we got comforter on our bed, comforter on the spare bed, comforter in the RV bed. I mean, their comforters are something else. And they're on sale right now, 80% off on everything, almost. The things that got to move, but even those that aren't 80%, they're 50%, 60%. It's great deals. Go check it out now. Go to mypillow.com, promo code Godzilla. Get all the savings there. mypillow.com, promo code Godzilla. Or you can give them a call, 800-854-0504, 800-854-0504, and you are good to go. Okay, President Trump yesterday talking to reporters and blasted one of them and say she's asked a stupid question, which seems to be an everyday occurrence. Let's roll it. Cut one, Trump.
Mr. President, you are here against the backdrop of the war in Iran. Why focus on all these projects right now?
You know why? Because I want to keep our country beautiful and safe. Beautiful also. This place was a disgusting place. It was Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, and we had a terrible disgust. I don't know, you probably don't see dirt, but I do. And you walk down this pond, if you would have walked down, they'll tell you better than anybody. They had to take 11 or 12 truckloads of garbage out of that lake, out of that water, and it sat there for years like that. And that's not what our country is about. Our country is about beauty, cleanliness, safety, great people, not a filthy capital.
What is the status?
That's such a stupid question you ask. We're fixing up the reflecting pond to the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument, and you say, why are you fixing it up? Because you can understand dirt maybe better than I can, but I don't allow it. This is one of the worst reporters. She's with ABC Fake News, and she's a horror show. She's saying, why would you bother fixing this up? Why would I bother taking 11 or 12 truckloads of filth out of the water in front of the Lincoln Monument? That's what made our country great. Beauty made our country. People made our country great. A question like that is a disgrace to our country. Any other questions?
Mr. President, I'm also with ABC News. Can I ask you?
Oh my God. Actually, I know that person from ABC that covers the White House. Oh my God, Karen. It was a dumb question. I mean, this is what they do. Do you see what I put up with in there every day? This is what I deal with. This is why it's becoming a dread for me. I mean, and now that briefing room is a zoo. All these foreign reporters, they have no manners. I'd call them out. They got no manners, zero. I mean, it's just, I'm a gentleman. And the jostling that goes on in there, the rudeness, most of it from our side. I gotta be honest. I mean, the liberals are there in the seats, and they do what they do, and they ask the gotcha questions. So between that, the libtards and fake news, and then on my side, the foreign reporters and some of the people and the tripods and the bags in there, it's just you can't move. It's really a disgrace. I mean, they've turned that thing into a zoo, and nobody will do anything about it. But that was a really dumb question. But this is what they do. They ask these stupid questions in order to get a soundbite. And I'm glad that Trump calls them out. And he should call them out, right? I mean, they're just dumb. So whatever. It is what it is. It's just dreadful. So he's got another open press thing today. I'm not in the pool. Normally, like it's at 12, I could probably get in, but it's like I got lunch today with the Singapore ambassador, me and Ann, or I'd probably go. But it's just, I don't know. It's just to deal with this stuff on a daily basis in there. It's crazy. And like I've told you before, until the White House comms team breaks up that seating chart, they will continue to have the power, because the power is vested in those 49 seats that they dole out. That's their power. You break those up and you dole them out to some of us, and it goes away like that. They won't do it. They want to do it. Spicer wanted to do it. Sarah wanted to do it. Caroline wants to do it. Just can't get it done. Maybe after the midterms. We'll see. Okay, here's President Trump on the ballroom. Let's go to cut 3, and then I'll get to Rob. Cut 3, go.
So this will be the most beautiful ballroom anywhere in the world, and it'll be the safest ballroom by far anywhere in the world, and you won't have a fiasco like you did Saturday night 2 weeks ago.
Are you expected to have the Qatari jet by July 4th?
By July 4th, yeah, we think we're going to have it. Yeah, we do think we're going to have it. Thank you very much for the question.
Thank you. Thank you, press.
very much.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. This way. Thank you, press. 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 Thank you.
Oh, the zoo continues. I thought the ballroom was funded by private money. I thought that was the whole purpose of this. Asking Congress for $1 billion for the ballroom, it was supposed to be funded by private money. including his own. I'm fine with that. Spending $1 billion. What cost $1 billion? First of all, what cost $1 billion? I mean, you want to spend $1 billion, that should not be the taxpayer's responsibility. I mean, I agree with the Democrats on that. I mean, you sold this thing as private money. And I don't care what donors give you, they give you whatever you want, and you can put your own money in whatever you want, but now you want to go to the taxpayer, and that feels to me bait and switchy, right? Just doesn't particularly feel good. I don't think it's a good idea. Looks like we're not going to get McCabe today. Let's get to cut 8 here. Here's Rebecca Heinrichs on the Iranian attacks yesterday. Navy vessels were fired upon. This is going to be 8. Let's take a look here because we fired back and sunk them all. I guess you fire on a ship and it's like a kamikaze. So you're one of these little boats. I mean, you think about this. You fire on a U.S. destroyer, of which their machine gun bounces off, and then you get sunk and you die, and you're at the bottom of the bottom of the channel, dead. So basically, if you're going to fire the shot, it's like a kamikaze. You know you're going to die. Guess you go see the virgins or whatever it is that they believe, but it's like a kamikaze mission. Only the kamikazes actually did damage. They actually, sunk ships. These guys, the machine gun bounced off the destroyer, and then they get sunk and shot and eaten by the fish at the bottom of the ocean. And they knew when they're firing the gun, they're dead. So they might as well turn the gun on themselves because they're all dead. This is who you're up against. This is who you're up against. Remember the scene in I think it was Godfather 2. I don't think 1 or 2. No, I think it was Godfather 1. I don't remember 1 or 2. And Al Pacino was in Cuba, and they had a great relationship with the Cuban dictator back then, and they had a friendly government 90 miles away, and I think it was Hyman was there or something. And I remember Pacino said, I think this revolution is more than you think it is, because I saw a guy today blow himself up purposely with a car bomb, blow himself up to kill a handful of government troops. When you're fighting people that are willing to blow themselves up, and you're fighting with people that want to live, it's tough. So I never forget that scene in there, but you got the same thing going on here. Godfather 2, thank you, Dan. When these guys fired on the destroyers, they was the same as they were pointing the gun in their mouth, because they knew they were dead. There was no out. There's no way out. You knew that they're going to get the Apache's going to come and blow you out of the water, and you're going to be eaten by the fish at the bottom of the ocean, like Lucas Brazzi in The Godfather, as long as we're on that theme. Swim with the fishes. So this is who we're fighting. These people are willing to die. They're willing to kill anybody to save themselves. And they think they're going to outlast us. That's why doesn't matter how much money you cost them. Now I'm convinced of that. Only way to defeat these people is go in, get the uranium extracted, do whatever you have to do, and then get out of there. Right? You want to do a good... Dan says he can do a good Hyman Roth impression. All right, Dan, open your mic. Go ahead.
All right, here we go. So yes, remember they're doing business, and Hyman Roth gets tired, and he says, "I'm going to go take a nap. If you're still here when I get back, I'll know I have a partner."
That is a classic impression. I remember that scene. I remember that scene. I also remember his wife feeding him a sandwich. I'll never forget that either. And I remember saying to myself, I don't want to end up like that, where Ann's giving me a sandwich on a tray. That's all I remember saying to myself. I don't want to be that guy, right? So that's why I try to stay young and healthy for my wife, right? at least that she deserves that give me a second. Right?
And deserves it all there, JF. She's great. So
a gem. Let's get to cut 14. Here's Dem Senate candidate, another whack job, Abdul Sayed. This is in Michigan, saying we need to abolish things like the Electoral College. These people are anarchists. I mean, it's just they are not. We are going to win the midterms because you can do whatever polls you want. You can do, I don't know, fake polls. People are going to have to go out and vote for these crazy people. They're just not going to do it. They're nuts. One after the other, after the other, after the other are crazy. You cannot tell me these people represent 50% plus one. They just don't. And I know the cheating and I get all that. But all we got to do, we got to solve the mail-in ballot thing. We got to get a program for mail-in ballots. As long as we got them, we got to get a program for it. Just like now, we got a program for early voting. We're finally getting there. I mean, I'm running my campaign here in DC. Ballots are mailed to everybody. Everybody gets a ballot in the mail, whether you want it or not. Maybe you live there. Maybe you don't. I have no idea. Hopefully you do, right? But early voting starts, ballots come out. That's early voting and mail, all the same. You think that we don't have a plan for that? I mean, I got a mailer going out Monday. It's our first mailer that a day or so before the ballots hit. I mean, if you don't have a plan for this, you're crazy. You're never going to win. You got to have a plan for mail-in ballots, early voting. Now in DC, it's all the same because it comes in the mail. Some people take it, put it in the drop box, and some people just don't fill it out, and then they go and vote. And some people give it to somebody else to fill out, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe it comes to your home and it's somebody else's name because it hasn't been cleaned up. But I got to play by the rules I'm dealt. I can sit there and whine about it, or I can try to work within it in order to win, which we're doing. Unbelievable. Okay, is Rob on? Okay, we'll do the clip later. Let's get to Rob in New York, line 1. Rob, live, go.
Good morning, John.
Hey, Rob.
Sorry, I'm a little late today. I just want to say, when you played that Dershowitz clip, I'm thinking to myself, what the hell took him so long? I mean, I love the guy, but as a fellow Jew, I'm like, my family left the Democrat Party a long time ago. Actually, my parents were Reagan Democrats because they were just so furious with Jimmy Carter, and I remember that when I was a kid. So, we're not we've always seen them as a problem. Well, I shouldn't say always, but my family has seen them as a problem since Carter, and I don't get it. And yet, there's many Jewish people in America still worship at that party because, they're on the left first before they're Jewish. But looking what I saw in those clips in the Tennessee, the Assembly or the State House, I forget what they call it, and watching how bat crap crazy, these are elected officials. You had one guy get in the face of the state police, and he probably could have been arrested. I don't know why they didn't arrest him. I guess they didn't want to start a whole controversy, even though the guy deserved it. And you had that other loon on top of the table there, or the lectern, or whatever it was, yanking on something. And I think some people burned the Confederate flag. I mean, what the hell's wrong with these people? This is what Republicans are worried about in the fall. Oh, well, we historically lose the midterms. Well, you got enough stuff out there right now. You got enough ammo right there. You could break that trend. Between the redistricting, how nuts these people are, the economy, gas prices will come down. Okay, they're not up there forever. Okay, and I agree with you with what you talked about before. There's something not right with these fuel prices because the world is not short oil. There's plenty of oil out there. I don't know exactly what's going on. I know it's a global market, this and that, but the oil can easily drop. I don't get it.
It's just gouging. They're just gouging it. Give them an opportunity. Give the oil companies. Give them an opportunity to gouge you, and take your money. They'll do it. They're just gouging you. And, there's a handful of them. They all raise prices. What are you going to do? It's not like you got a competitor like, JetBlue or Southwest Airlines. I mean, what are you going to do? You can't do anything. There's 4 of them. So they just gouge you. That's what they've been doing forever, Rob. It never stops. Any way that Wall Street can screw you, they'll do it. As long as they can get another yacht, they're good. Gangster banksters, baby. All evil financial dealings trace back to one place, Wall Street. You can always find it. Might take you a little while to get there. At the end of the day, that's where it all emanates. And now they got to deal with Mandami. And ask me if I give a rat's ass. They deserve each other. They deserve each other. He's going to take all their money and all their property. Too bad. Party's over. Rob, I got to go. Virginia Gang coming up.
WJFN, Goochland, Bonaire, Chester, 100.5, 107.7, 92.7 FM, AM 820, and WJFB, Portsmouth, AM 1650.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. America's employers grew their payrolls by a surprisingly robust 115,000 jobs last month. There were fears the Iran war would freeze hiring, but obviously that did not happen. The unemployment rate held steady at 4.3%. President Trump not giving an inch in his key demand for an end to the Iran war.
We're not going to give them the right to have a nuclear weapon. There's zero chance. And they know that, and they've agreed to that. Let's see if they are willing to sign it.
U.S. Central Command says American forces were the target of unprovoked Iranian attacks yesterday and answered with self-defense strikes. President Trump says no U.S. service members were injured, no American ships damaged. The Iranians, well, he says they were completely destroyed. A political earthquake rattles the UK and its wildly unpopular Prime Minister.
The local elections votes are being widely seen as an unofficial referendum on Keir Starmer, whose popularity has plummeted since he was elected less than 2 years ago. Reform UK, led by Nigel Farage, has won hundreds of local council seats in working-class areas in England's north that once was solid Labour turf. The picture is likely to change throughout Friday as results come in from the majority of local councils, including Labour strongholds like London. A Labour rout could trigger moves by restive party lawmakers to oust a leader who led them to power in July 2024. I'm Charles Dilladesma.
More than 140 passengers and crew on board that hantavirus-stricken cruise ship expected to arrive on the Spanish island of Tenerife in the next day or two. They will be held in an isolated, cordoned-off area. Watching Wall Street, the Dow futures up 211 points. NASDAQ futures better by 284. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Advantage Gold, America's #1 precious metals company, is sounding the alarm that a storm is coming and that now is the time to diversify your portfolio before it's too late. That's why we're offering an emergency gold and silver protection kit valued at $49, absolutely free for anyone who calls today at 800-900-8000. This kit includes critical information for investors with a retirement account seeking to own physical gold and silver but want to do it tax and penalty free. Advantage Gold has helped investors protect and secure their wealth with physical gold and silver since 2014. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000 and we'll rush your emergency gold and silver kit plus a free copy of Ken Rogoff's book, Our Dollar, Your Problem. See how gold and silver can help you protect and secure your wealth with the help of Advantage Gold. Results vary. Consult your tax advisor before investing. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
The U.S. is apparently not in a rush to force change in Cuba by military means.
We'll be doing something with Cuba very soon.
President Trump has been threatening Cuba is next for some time, suggesting U.S. warships deployed in the Middle East could return by way of the island. But U.S. officials involved in preliminary discussions with Havana tell AP the administration isn't looking to take military action anytime soon. The president saying last month,
I would think a deal would be made very easily with Cuba.
Still, those officials also say they are not optimistic the communist government will accept the U.S. offer, even though it includes tens of millions of dollars in humanitarian aid. Ben Thomas, Washington.
Italian Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani tells Secretary of State Rubio that Europe needs the United States and vice versa. Tajani spoke after meeting with America's top diplomat, who's on the second day of a visit to Italy. Townhall.com. Tennessee has enacted a new U.S. House map. It reshapes what had been a majority black district in Memphis.
The new voting districts signed into law on Thursday by Republican Governor Bill Lee give the GOP a chance to win all 9 of the state's congressional seats in the November elections. Tennessee is the first state to adopt new districts since a U.S. Supreme Court ruling last week that districts drawn on the basis of race are unconstitutional. President Trump has urged more Republican-led states to redraw their districts in light of that court ruling. Similar steps are in the works in Louisiana, Alabama, and South Carolina. Bob Agnew reporting.
The NCAA will be expanding its March Madness tournament by 8 teams each next season. It will add more early round games in the first week without altering the overall format. The new 76-team brackets for men and women will feature 12 games involving 24 teams. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Bad decisions limit future options. Make enough bad decisions and you will destroy your life. Listen to The Flatline with your host, Rick Hughes, every Sunday morning on the John Fredericks Radio Network. The Flatline describes a main line of resistance in your soul, built on God's Word. Join us every Sunday morning for 30 minutes of inspiration, motivation, and education, all without manipulation. That's The Flatline with Rick Hughes, heard here every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. on the John Fredericks Radio Network.
President Trump is already transforming Washington, D.C., making it the safest, cleanest, and most beautiful city in the world. But we need fighters on the ground to keep it going. I'm John Fredericks, and I'm running for chairman of D.C. GOP Ward 2 to make sure Trump's vision for this city becomes a reality. Safe streets, clean neighborhoods, and yes, rat-free. Go to MakeDCGreat.com. That's MakeDCGreat.com right now and send a donation. Let's finish what President Trump started. Donation limit $200. I'm John Fredericks, and I paid for this ad.
It's finally here, our second annual mega sale. This sale only comes around once a year, so take advantage of the best offers ever while you can. For example, save 50% on our Giza Dream bed sheets, as low as $29.98. And for the first time ever on TV, MyPillow mattresses and MyPillow mattress toppers as low as $99.98. And you save 50% on our Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets. Regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, regular $49.98, on sale for $17.98. Wait on it, mega sale only $14.98. But wait, there's more. To make the mega sale even more special, when you order right now, your order's going to ship absolutely free.
To take advantage of the second annual mega sale, go to MyPillow.com or call 800-854-0504 and use promo code Godzilla.
The Trump administration has brought a lot of positive changes when it comes to fixing our broken healthcare system, but there's only so much the government can do. And if we really want to make America healthy again, that starts at home, and that's where the Wellness Company comes in. The Wellness Company allows you to make sure you're prepared for whatever happens with their prescription medical kits, which contain an assortment of life-saving medications and guidebooks to assist in the proper use of these medications. The Wellness Company also offers a variety of health products, from parasite cleanses to methylene blue to weight loss and so much more, helping you stay healthy and live a longer, better, healthier life. Make America healthy again. That starts at home. So do your part and protect the health of you and your family. All you have to do is go to twc.health/Godzilla today and order. That's twc.health/Godzilla. Use promo code Godzilla to save 10%. That's twc.health/Godzilla. Now more than ever, it's imperative to support companies that share our conservative values. That's why I can't be more excited to tell you that I've switched my family to Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you shift your support away from the leftist, woke, progressive agendas of Big Mobile. Patriot Mobile's wireless service works perfectly and seamlessly as you go about your lives with exceptional nationwide coverage that uses the same towers the main carriers use. Patriot Mobile donates a portion of every dollar earned to causes you care about, to organizations that fight for religious freedom, First and Second Amendments, sanctity of life, and the needs of veterans and first responders. Patriot Mobile has plans to fit any budget, along with great discounts for our veterans and first responder heroes, as well as multi-line users. Switching is easy. Just go to patriotmobile.com/Godzilla or call their U.S.-based customer service team, 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-728-7468. Use offer code Godzilla for free activation.
John Fredericks.
It is the most egregious thing I've seen in a lifetime.
President Trump.
The whole thing is ridiculous.
When politics start getting wild,
They want to have every single thing that you don't want. Raise taxes, men and women's sports. They're going to open up their border.
Trump hits the speed dial.
Thank you for calling in on such short notice.
You came first, John.
Wake up with the John Frederick Show weekday morning, 6 Eastern, 5 Central on JFMN.TV, the massive JFred radio network, and all across the social.
You came first, John. Thank you very much, and you do a great job.
Don't touch that dial. You found your home of the truth.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
With the best analysis in America.
You can't handle the truth.
And now back to the John Frederick Show.
In America, your oracle of the deplorables, TGIF. Happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. Don't forget Mother's Day. Don't forget the flowers. Don't forget the cool things. Don't forget the gifts. Don't forget the calls. Don't forget the dinners. All those things, do it for mom, because Mother's Day is Sunday, May 10th. So it's coming up. Don't forget Mother's Day. And to all you moms out there, a very happy Mother's Day from John, Sammy, Ann, Joe, Jack, and Claire. We all wish all moms a very happy Mother's Day. And I hope it's a very special day for you, as it certainly will be for my lovely bride. So happy Mother's Day to you all. And thank you for all you do every single day. And welcome to the John Fredericks Media Network. This is the hour for the Virginia gang, but we have run into one of these days where nobody can make it all at the same time. So the Virginia gang is me and Dan. So that's it. Anyway, it's all good. We're going to open this up for calls, 888-480-JOHN, 888-480-5646, 888-480-5646. And we're going to talk a little bit about Virginia. And we're going to start with the redistricting, which is probably what everybody's mind's on that. And then we'll get to the Louise Lucas situation, that scandal allegedly coming up. But as far as giving you an update on redistricting, is very simple, right? Very simple. The Supreme Court of Virginia is not going to let these new maps stand, one way or the other. There is now zero chance, I want you to hear what I'm saying, for all you naysayers out there, there is zero chance, not 1% or 0.5%, zero chance these maps are implemented in 2026. I'll tell you why. Okay? The Supreme Court has to act in order for these maps to go through, because Judge Hurley in Southwest Virginia, Tazewell is the city, basically put a hold on certification. So this election for the referendum has not been certified, which means right now it doesn't exist. It's not been certified. The Supreme Court they filed a motion for the Supreme Court to undo Hurley's stay. They didn't do it. They let it stand. They upheld it until further review, which means if you do nothing, the maps are what they were, and they don't gain 4 seats, it's 6-5. They have to act. Now, the questioning on the oral arguments didn't bode well for those that wanted the fake referendum. The Democrats didn't bode well. Some of the judges were silent, but a couple of them were very aggressive in their questioning. Didn't look good for them. I think if they had to vote on it, they vote no. Joe Morrissey thinks it's 7-0. I think it's probably more likely 5-2 or 6-1, but Joe thinks it's 7-0. Peterson says 4-3. Either one, it's going to get voted out. But here's the bigger problem. The clock's running out. Morgan Griffith, former Majority Leader of the House, lawyer, congressman, country lawyer, constitutional lawyer, said, here's the problem. If they don't approve these maps by May 15th, which now there's no way they can do that, and I'll tell you why. If they don't approve these maps by May 15th, there's not enough time to get them implemented. Print ballots, change them, put notices up. There's not enough time. And that is 7 days away. So it is a week away. And they got two other lawsuits that they haven't even scheduled oral arguments, let alone rule on it. The oral arguments still haven't hit the calendar. And it's Friday the 8th. So they have to schedule those oral arguments next week, hear them. Obviously, it can't be Monday. It's got to be early as Tuesday. They got to hear them Tuesday, Wednesday. And then they have to make a decision by Friday. This is never going to happen. So one of two things. There's going to be there's three outcomes. Two of them are likely. The other one is not going to happen. The three outcomes are the Supreme Court doesn't act until May 15th expires, and then whatever they do can't affect 26. It'll affect 28. That's one scenario, which means those four seats, those four maps snap back into place. Number two is they hurry this up and get everything done and vote to throw it out, which is also a likely scenario. The most unlikely scenario is they hurry it up, get the oral arguments, get it done by next Friday and vote it in. That is now the most unlikely scenario. I put it at 0. So one of two things is going to happen. They vote to throw the maps out this session or this cycle, readdress it in 2028 when it's done right, or they do nothing. Nothing favors us. Because if they do nothing, nothing will change, right? This is what people don't understand. The stay that Hurley put on the certification statewide, when that was appealed by the Democrats, by the Attorney General in Virginia, Jay Jones, the Supreme Court didn't accept the appeal. They upheld the stay. So the stay of non-certification is in place. That has to change for it to move forward. So doing nothing favors us. Doing nothing is nothing. 0 from 0 is 0. Nothing changes. And those maps stay in place. So those are the three scenarios. Vote them in, 0. Do nothing, probably 65%. Vote no, probably 35%. Problem is, they have to consider all three of these lawsuits that were brought. All of them have standing. They have to consider all three. They've only considered one, and they haven't even scheduled oral arguments for the other two. And if they get into the after the 21st of May, they can't physically do it because there's not enough time before the August 8th primary with early voting 45 days ahead. You do the math, right? I think it was August 8th. Is that it, Dan? Look up the date of the new Virginia primary. I think it's August 8th. Look that up. You back that off by 45 days. 30 days is July 8th. Add another 15. You're at June 15th. You're June 20th. I mean, think of what they have to do before June 20th. They got to get ballots printed. They got to get the map settled. They got to get all the precincts settled. They got to put the public notices out. They got to get all the election officials to get all this done. People don't know what precinct they're in. Some of the precincts are split between several districts. There's no way to do this after Friday, next week. Tuesday, August 4th. Back that up 45 days. You're in June 15th. So you get into the third week in May, they physically can't do it. So all they can say is, look, we need more time, and, we'll have all arguments in June or, May, whenever we can, and then we'll rule. And if we rule for it, it'll go in effect in 28. If we rule against it, it's done. But either way, it ain't happening for 26. Now, here's where the whole thing blows up in the libtards' face, in the Democrats' face. Here's where it all blows up. They blew $110 million and gave it to the TV stations and the mail houses and the social media companies. Yay. I didn't get it. I didn't get any of that 110 million, right? So no advertising here for the libs. Too bad. Probably should have, right? But they didn't. $110 gone, 110 million gone, and they poked the bear. I believe they would have picked up 1 or 2 seats had they done nothing. Now they're going to pick up none because they poked the bear. And we're going to turn out in Virginia in massive numbers. Kiggins is going to win. Whitman's going to win. McGuire's going to win. Klein's going to win. They're all going to win. So they have gained nothing out of it. And our base is now motivated. All this did was motivate our base. This is why this thing is you call it a backfire. It motivated a base that wasn't motivated. I mean, these Virginia voters that were all depressed, they weren't turning out. All of a sudden, you threw a match in their haystack and they scattered. Now they're pissed. And they're going to turn out in droves. This idea that Trump voters are not turning out, they turned out in Indiana, they turned out here. Here meaning Virginia. Party over, baby. Party over. This is why I'm so bullish on us keeping the House in the midterms. Because these 4 seats are gone. They thought they had them. They're gone, Hakeem. Gonzo. You can jump on a desk and talk about war every day, whatever other nonsense you spew out. You're done. And we're going to pick up 12 seats through this redistricting. Because now everybody's acting, because one man with courage makes a majority. It happens to be a woman. Her name is Marsha Blackburn. Thank you, Marsha. One woman with courage makes a majority. She got Bill Lee off his ass. Now Tennessee did it. Now what's your excuse? Only guy standing on the sidelines, Brian Kemp. You heard Buddy Carter earlier. Called him out. Said, hey, call the special session for congressional primaries only. Make your maps legal. Don't be waiting until 28. Do it. Not going to do it. Stubborn. Phone lines open. 888-480-JOHN. 888-480-5646 if you want to weigh in. Great to have you. Got to talk about Louisa Lucas when I get back. Got some clips here. Let's get to line 1. Mia from Cleveland calling about the ballroom. Go ahead, Mia.
Good morning, John. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Hey, I didn't know you had a lot of tattoos. That's pretty cool. I like you even more now.
Thank you. Let me tell you this way. There's not a lot of open spots remaining. How about that?
Wow. You'd never know it.
Nobody would, right?
Right. Anyhow, I was just wondering if you had heard anything about the ballroom that underneath they're building a bunker.
So that rumor is floating about, but you have to be careful with these rumors because if it gets out and it's confirmed, then they can't do it. Case in point.
Yeah, that's my thing because you were just wondering about why we should pay for it. You know what I mean?
Well,
as taxpayers and all.
If you have a bunker and everybody knows where the bunker is, there's no purpose of the bunker. Let me give you an example. You ready? Greenbrier Resort in West Virginia. Dan, I forget the city. You can look it up for me. It's about 5 hours, 4 hours exactly, train ride from Union Station, D.C. Beautiful resort. Gorgeous. If you've never been there, worth the day or the weekend. Ann and I have been there a couple of times. So there's an Amtrak train from Union Station, and it goes to give me the town, Dan. I can't think of it. Holly something. So it goes right there. So there's a stop, there's a train stop right in the Greenbrier, Amtrak, right? They built that stop. Underneath the Greenbrier was the bunker, secret bunker, spent hundreds of millions of dollars on it in secret, which would house cabinet members, president, vice president, key members of committees, Senate, and Congress. So if there was an attack, they would go on special trains from Union Station, from underground, get right there, go in the bunker. White Sulphur Springs, thank you, Dan. White Sulphur Springs is the stop from Union Station on Amtrak in West Virginia. Like, why would you have a major station there? Well, that was for the bunker, which was an elaborate bunker that would house all these people, and of course, nobody knew where it was. So somebody leaks it to a Washington Post reporter in, I think, the 70s or 80s. I think it was the 80s. Somebody leaked it, unauthorized, and the idiot at the Post or the Times, whoever it was, reports it in the news. Well, as soon as they did that, the secret bunker is no longer secret and of no value to the U.S. government. So they abandoned it. All those hundreds of millions of dollars they spent, everything housed there, they had to abandon it and move it somewhere else, because if the enemy knows where the bunker is, well, that's where they bomb it. So that's why if there is a bunker under there, you wouldn't be told, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking that's maybe why, he needs money from the taxpayers, because it's for the country, Well,
but, I think he's saying that after the White House Correspondents' shooting, that he needs this big elaborate thing with all the security in order to have things there to keep everybody safe because of all the assassination attempts. And I get that. But the problem he's got is he was already building it, and he was building it with private money, and now it's like a bait and switch. So that's why some people are questioning it. And I think it's a legitimate question to ask, because you said it was going to be with private money. Does that make sense, Mia?
It does. It sure does. Absolutely.
All right.
And, well, one more thing. I'm really mad at Kemp. I think he's a terrible person.
If we lose the House by 1 or 2 seats, this is on Brian Kemp. Now, maybe he doesn't want a political future. Maybe he just wants to sit on his front porch in Athens, Georgia, sipping iced tea. I really don't know. I haven't talked to him about it. But you can't run for president. You're not going to be vice president. You can't run for anything. Do you want your legacy, Governor Kemp? Do you want your legacy to be the one governor that put the communists in control of the House and destroyed the country? Do you want that? That'll be your legacy. Not what you did, not the heartbeat bill, not how you were the first one to open up the state, not how you governed as a conservative. No, your legacy will be you're the guy that sat on your hands to let the communists take over Congress and impeach half the government. You're the guy. Mia, do you think that's what he wants his legacy to be?
I don't get it. I don't get it. It's upsetting.
It's shameful. And I commend Buddy Carter today for calling him out. Point blank, called him out. Said all you have to do is call it, fix these maps. It's just BS. Tell me this, there's early voting has already started. So what? Just do it for Congress. There's already a precedent set for that. And if you want to keep the early voting in Congress, you can do that and just put it in whatever district's there, but there's going to be different candidates. So you just got to start over. I mean, it's not the end of the world that you voted early for somebody in Congress and the district no longer exists. You're not an idiot. You can vote again for Congress. So that's just a red herring excuse that Kemp is making. Alabama did it. Mississippi did it. Florida did it. South Carolina is going to do it. Tennessee did it. It's already done. So why won't he do it? Because he's Brian Kemp. I don't know, Mia. Anyway,
Yeah.
did you vote for Vivek?
I sure did. Yes,
You like him?
I do. I like him I always liked him. I've heard a few bad things, but, there's always going to be some of that going on.
So you're in Cleveland. Okay, got to ask you some questions. One,
Yeah.
are you a Reds fan or a Guardians fan?
I'm a Cleveland Indians fan.
Best answer you could possibly give. You're a Cleveland Indians fan. Okay, I love that.
That's right, sir.
Very good. Okay. Browns or Bengals?
Oh, Browns all the way.
Okay. What'd you think of their draft?
You know what? I don't pay too much attention to the draft. My husband's real happy with it.
It was a good draft.
But our draft picks never seem to turn out any good. I mean, look at Deshaun Watson. It never, I don't even go by the draft. Our team, the Browns stink. Since Bernie Kosar, I don't know.
Bernie Kosar, that was like 25 years ago.
I know. I'm
was that,
aging
the
myself
80s?
here, John. I'm 54. I was at that game that they lost, that AFC championship. So I have a...
On the fumble?
Yeah.
That was the fumble.
Wait.
Was that the fumble
That was the
game
kick.
or was that the drive? Or was that the kick?
The kick.
The kick. How about
I
the
think.
Browns?
I'm trying to remember all the way back.
Browns
But yeah,
are
we were there. It was
associated-
disappointing.
The Browns are associated with 3 championship game losses, all with an acronym. The fumble, that was Ernest Byer fumbling going over the goal line. Game was over. The drive, when what's his name? Elway engineered a 99-yard drive with like 80 seconds to go. And then the kick. The snake pit team.
John, it's so hard. It's so hard to be a Cleveland fan. You just can never close the deal.
And then half your pitchers are indicted on a gambling scandal. You guys are so crazy. It's sad. It's a
Oh,
sad
boy.
thing. It's a sad.
We
sad
drink
thing.
a lot around here.
All right,
We do a lot of
about,
drinking.
What about the Cavs? You a Cavs fan? Basketball?
Yeah, we had it on last night. The kids love the Cavs. I'm not a big basketball fan. I don't like LeBron, But, I'm loyal to all my Cleveland teams. I love my city. I love my teams, even if they stink.
Do you hate the Steelers?
Oh, my God. My husband hates their guts. And I don't know. I like them because they win. And I like winners. And I like Pittsburgh. So, no, I don't hate the Steelers.
I like Maya,
my
John.
husband,
I like Maya right now.
Yeah. Mia. Mama Mia.
Mia, excuse me.
Yeah.
Mia.
Mia has a lot of opinions. I could probably talk here all day.
Well, we had
Trust
John
me.
until the end of the break. I mean, you did good. Call anytime, Mia. 888-480-JOHN.
Thank you, sir. I sure will.
You have Mia,
I
happy
listen
Mother's
every
Day.
morning.
Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank
Happy
you, and tell Ann the same.
I will.
And God bless the USA. Have a good weekend, guys.
Thank you, Mia. We'll be right back with your calls. 888-480-JOHN.
Reusable K-Cup filter. Just order now at 1775coffee.com/Godzilla and claim your free 1775 starter kit while supplies last.
Buddy Carter, warrior, great guy.
President Trump and Buddy Carter are working to help Georgians keep more of what they earn by passing the largest tax cut in history, eliminating taxes on tips and overtime, and making the child tax credit permanent.
Buddy Carter, warrior, great guy.
From day one, Buddy Carter has stood with President Trump on his mission to make life more affordable for working families. But while President Trump and Buddy Carter were protecting our wallets, Congressman Mike Collins was abusing them. Congressman Collins is under federal investigation for misusing taxpayer funds to benefit himself and his cronies. According to the investigation report, Congressman Mike Collins, quote, may have violated federal law by shelling out government funds to one of his top aides. Georgia families have had enough of wasteful, corrupt career politicians. We just can't trust or afford Mike Collins. Paid for by Buddy Carter for Senate.
I'm Buddy Carter, and I approve this message.
Washington is wasting $500 million every year on a federal supervision system that doesn't work. Probation officers are overwhelmed. Resources are going to people who pose zero threat, while actual dangerous individuals slip through the cracks. The Safer Supervision Act stops the waste and refocuses every dollar on protecting families from harm. President Trump's own pollster found about 80% of Trump voters want this fixed. It's time for Congress to get this done. Stop the waste. Protect our communities. Visit safersupervision.com. Paid for by the Reform Action Fund.
Folks, this is Crom Carmichael, CEO of Soul Tea. I have recently turned 77 years old. I do not take prescription drugs. I have not had to take prescription drugs, and I attribute a lot of my good health to a product that I've been taking, which is the active ingredient in Soul Tea. It's a 22% concentration of theaflavin. We did clinical trials on it 25 years ago and found that it helped lower cholesterol. We have had many, many hundreds of letters and emails from customers telling us how it has helped them not only manage their cholesterol, but lower their triglycerides and help them on their blood pressure. And I can't tell you how much I attribute to Soul Tea for my good health at age 77. And I encourage you to go to GodzillaHeart.com. That's GodzillaHeart.com. And use the code Godzilla at checkout, and you'll get a 50% off on your initial shipment of Soul Tea. And I promise you it will be a great help for your heart health. Thanks so much.
How much did you win at Rosie's Gaming Emporium?
Hi, I'm Jerry from Richmond. I won a $23,000 jackpot at Rosie's.
I'm Tammy. I'm from Newport News, and I just won a $5,400 jackpot from Rosie's.
Hi, my name is Kim, and I'm from West Virginia, and I won $99,000 jackpot at Rosie's.
Are you ready? Learn more about Rosie's rewards and jackpots at rosiesgaming.com. Must be 18 or older. Problem gambling? Call 1-888-532-3500.
Hey parents, plan an unforgettable summer. Send your kids to Rapidan Baptist Camp in Rochelle, Virginia. 1 week of nonstop fun and life-changing truth. Amazing preachers, friendly counselors, exciting activities. Ride an alpine coaster and zip line, a 250-foot water slide, and that's just the beginning. Junior camps for ages 7 to 12, teen camps for 13 to 18, 2-day Pee-wee camp with mom and dad for ages 4 to 8, and a brand new day camp option. Sign up today at CampRapidan.com. That's CampRapidan.com. Rapidan Baptist Camp, where faith and fun collide.
We sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. Well, Coach, I mean, listen, we're talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We're talking about practice. Not a game. Not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We're talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that, man? We're talking about practice. I know I'm supposed to be there. I know I'm supposed to lead by example. I know that. And I'm not shoving it aside, like it don't mean anything. I know it's important. I do. I honestly do. But we talking about practice, man. What are we talking about? Practice? We're talking about practice, man. We're talking about practice. We're talking about practice. We ain't talking about the game. We're talking about practice, man.
Don't touch that dial. You found your home of the truth.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
With the best analysis in America.
You can't handle the truth.
And now back to the John Fredericks Show.
Oh, there's only one Ivan. There's only one Iverson. No doubt about that. Whining about practice. Well, that's why you practice so you can win games, dude. I mean, my thing was coaching basketball. You play the way you practice. Although I did have what we called practice players. And practice players were kids that did great in practice. And then it just didn't translate to a game. And it was not as rare as you think. And a lot of them, it was just emotions and adrenaline flowing too high. I don't know what it was, but I mean, they'd be dynamite in a scrimmage. They'd hit all their spots. They perfect pinpoint passes. They'd hit their open trays, just perfect. And then they get in the game and they couldn't hit a barn door with a watermelon. So
JF, former Virginia coach Tony Bennett had a great name for those.
What?
He called them 330 All-Americans.
Yeah, I mean, because the coach gets annoyed, and I get that. It's 330 All-Americans, but and I really never solved that. I never solved it. Just
Yeah.
keep, eventually it's got to transfer over. But my thing was, you're going to play like you practice. And my practices were brutal. You play like you practice.
Practice makes permanent.
Practice makes permanent. And if you don't want to do it, then get off my team and go to another school or something. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't care. I had a kid one time. We were going to the half, and I had a pretty big lead, and he stole the ball. And my thing on I coach high school level, and I was like, nobody is going to dunk the ball, okay? Guys are not big enough. We don't need to showboat. Don't dunk the ball. Just make the layup. I'm not going to have any 6'10" guys. But one of my guards steals it. 6 seconds to go in a half. I'm up by 12. Oh, good. I get up by 14. Steals the ball. There's nobody there. Goes for a dunk. Hits the top of the rim. Ball bounds out. Horn goes off. I cut him. At the half. Told him to pick up his stuff and get out of my. Go. Cut him at the half. Deal with your parents later. You can't follow the rules. You can't play for me. Period. And I preach this over and over and over. You let one guy get away with that, and then you're done. You have no locker room. They all do whatever they want. That's it. I cut him at the half. Picked up his bag and got out. Yeah, the administrator, everybody's pissed off at me. Too bad.
How very Norman Dale of you.
You can't. The minute you lose control of your locker room, and you lose control of it with bad apples, and the minute you let somebody blatantly break a rule, and you do nothing, or it's a 1-game suspension, doesn't mean crap. You cut them, then you send a message, right? Hurt the team. I didn't care. So it is what it is. Okay. Let's get to the raid of Lucas Lodge. We don't have enough information to really report on anything other than what happened. FBI goes in unannounced, and they go in a major way. Not one guy with a badge. SUVs, armored vehicles, heavy artillery around. They go in to Lucas Lodge. She's got a number of businesses. One is cannabis, political office. She's a very powerful state senator. A lot of people say that Louise runs Virginia. She's in her 80s. Well, we don't know the facts, but we do know they had a reason to go in there. Now, the Democrats in Virginia immediately complained that this is politically motivated. It's while the Supreme Court is doing this. She was for the redistricting. She's very belligerent. It's payback. While the timing could have been, I don't know. We do not have the facts. We don't know about the timing. So, but what we do know is the actual investigation commenced under Merrick Garland's DOJ in the Biden administration. So this was not Trump initiated. This was not Pam Bondi or Kash Patel. I mean, they you follow up on, you have a new president, you have new people in there, you're still following up on the things that you were doing. It's not like they all stopped. So they were following up on this. As far as the timing of it, the Democrats are, first of all, claiming it was a witch hunt done by Trump against a political enemy. Well, she is a political enemy, but the investigation was started originally in the Biden administration, so that doesn't hold water. So the only thing you can really get to is the timing. And was the timing of the raid associated with the Supreme Court making a decision? Answer, no. One has nothing to do with the other. If you really think that Supreme Court judges are going to be swayed by some FBI raid in a state senator's business for alleged whatever they're saying that she might have done, remember, it's all alleged, right? Marijuana crossing state lines, can't do that. marijuana crossing international lines, can't do that, or cannabis, whatever you want to call it. These are all alleged, right? Took a bribe. That's the rumor, alleged. Nothing proven, nothing out there, nothing on paper. So it's all rumor. So I don't believe in indicting somebody on a bunch of rumors. And to sit there and say, well, the FBI had something. Well, really, did they have something in Mar-a-Lago? No. So I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the senator until we see what it is. And so that's where I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt because we don't have any information. But I am going to say that this was not politically motivated because it was launched in a different administration with a different attorney general. That's when it was initiated, and then it was continued, as all cases do when there's a change in government leadership. They just don't drop all the cases. They continue with it. That's why they have staff. Now, was this timing of it tied to the Supreme Court decision on redistricting? Absolutely not. These judges are not going to sit there and say, oh, I was going to vote for the map, but now I'm going to vote no because the senator that was for it is being raided. There's no judge that's going to do that, right? If they were politically motivated, these seven, right? No, seven. If these seven Supreme Court justices of Virginia were politically motivated, this decision would have already been made. It would have been, yes, the voters have spoken, and that would have been the end of it. Or they would have lifted the stay from Judge Hurley. They didn't either. So this thing is not, they are not politically motivated. I don't even think they're motivated by who might reappoint them. Everything that I've heard is these judges are pretty solid. So I don't think the timing had anything to do with anything. And I'm sure the FBI's got their own timing frame. I'm not there. I'm not a law enforcement agent. I'm not part of that. I have no idea how it works. I'm a complete neophyte when it comes to that. I have no idea how that thing goes down. But to think that it was timed for judge's decision, zero chance. I'm sure it was happenstance. But we'll see. But none of the charges have been out there. We don't know what they are. And she hasn't had her opportunity to respond to any of them, and they're all alleged. And just because there was a search warrant and a raid, that doesn't even mean they found anything. They certainly didn't find anything in Mar-a-Lago. They came in there with guns. So you can't really read into this. And I don't agree with the senator politically on anything. And I think she's very belligerent and very nasty. I don't like the F words and the bad language that comes out of her and all that stuff. But we do have a justice system in this country, which I believe in. And the FBI, do you really believe anything they do now based on what they did to Trump? It's the same people that are in the field that did that to Mar-a-Lago and then put those files out in the carpet. It's all staged. And then we can go from there. So, look, I'm not condemning the FBI. I'm not condemning Louise. Let it play out. I'm certainly not going to jump to conclusions, nor am I going to disparage her because we don't know what the facts are. But having said that, it's not her best PR day. That much we do have to say. We're going to open it up for calls because I know everybody's got an opinion on this. But at best case for Senator Lucas, who I know, it's not her best public relations week. Let's put it that way. And there's been a lot of rumors going on for a long time about the shady appearance of the cannabis and what she's done and legislation she's moved forward and how that might benefit her business. Not only that, but on the elderly care that she has. Those rumors have been floating around for a while. And I texted with one of her close allies last night, who said to me in a text, don't know the facts, but what I do know is I've been with her a long time, and she's above reproach. She's highly ethical. And I've been with her a long time. That much I can say, John. I'm not going to tell you who was private conversation. But the person defended her and said, all the years I've been with her, nothing is done that's not ethical in that office, ever. So, and they're sticklers for that based on, the fact that she's a lightning rod. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's certainly not a good day for her. 888-480, John, you want to weigh in? 888-480-5646. Love to get your take on that. Mother's Day coming up. I know as far as me, I'm going to get, as usual, a great night's sleep tonight because my healthy cell. Let me just bottom line this. If you want to get a good night's sleep, go to healthycell.com, promo code Godzilla, 20% off. Get REM sleep. I took it last night. Went out to dinner with one of our clients. This is what I love about DC. We go out to dinner, you walk there, and then you walk back. And then on my way back, I put in my bet, which was Hurricanes over the Flyers. By the way, 3 wins in a row, Danny boy. Had 2 nights ago, I had Anaheim Ducks on the road, big underdog, plus 150, yay. Plus I had Buffalo, winner chicken dinner. Then last night, everybody bet the Flyers last night, Dan. Everybody bet the Flyers. Line kept going down. All the money's on the Flyers. Coach Vince on the Flyers. Everybody, they're going to win at home. They're going to win at home. Everybody I turn around is betting the Flyers.
I'll bet Saxman didn't bet the Flyers.
Well, everybody that on there to gamble. Everybody's betting the Flyers except you know who. Me.
There you go.
I bet the Canes. I went over there actually after dinner because the game started late. It started at 8. Went over to my kiosk. Bet the Canes, laid 155 or something. Winner chicken dinner. So I've won 3 in a row. I'm hot. So
this is why people need to go to Godzilla Wins.
They go to GodzillaWins.com.
I've put it up there. We gotta
go, man.
Gotta go, especially with these hockey picks.
I am absolutely a
You are the Nostradamus of hockey picks.
I'm on fire.
We got to add that to Godzilla of Truth, Oracle of the Deplorables, and Nostradamus of hockey picks on Godzilla Wins.
Go to GodzillaWins.com. Is today Friday?
Today is Friday. Yeah.
Oh my God, our Godzilla Win show tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
9 to 11 a.m. The ratings of that are off the charts.
Are they really?
Yeah, it's very, very good. Yeah. Pasqua sent me the Saturday ratings. It's one of the best things we got going.
No kidding. Well, hey.
Right? And we put the thing together as like a lark camp. Like it was a camp show. Camp meaning, like not a serious thing. It was Jack and I just decided to get Nate, just put the thing together, and it turned out it's one of the hottest things we have. So for my picks, you want to go to GodzillaWins.com. There's no articles there. It's just picks. And I get my hockey picks. I'll get mine up today. What time is it? Probably like 3. I get them up between 3 and 5. I try to get them up early today because I got 3 in a row. And I told everybody, bet the Duckies. This upset is coming. They are going to knock out. Nobody picked them but me. The Duckies, this is a veteran team that is unbelievable at home. All they had to do was win 1 game on the road, steal a game after they got blown out 10-6 or 12-6 or something, 9-7. They gave up 10 goals. They settled down, won the other night 3-1. Now they go home. They stole a game in Vegas. Good luck beating this team at home at the, whatever they call it there, the Pond. That place is like insanity if you've ever been there.
That's on the nose there as the home arena. I like that.
The
Duck Pond.
The Duck Pond.
That's great.
And that place goes nuts. It doesn't hold that many people. Only like 15,000.
I miss when the Penguins called their home ice the Igloo. Yeah, that's what Yeah, that's perfect.
The Ducks Ducks are a veteran team. They got a lot of veterans. They've come together. They can play defense. They can score goals. But all they had to do was steal a game in Vegas.
Yeah.
And they're gonna win their 2 games at home. Then Vegas will beat them, and then they'll win Game 6 at home. Series over. Duckies.
Yeah.
Go to GodzillaWins.com for my hockey picks and winners, and then when the hockey season's over, we'll focus on baseball. Astros in the tank. They're like, Correa's out for the year. Now McCullers is hurt. Now McCullers broke his fingernail. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Is Verlander still with them?
No, he's with the Tigers.
Oh, we went back to the Tigers. Okay.
We're going to be talking about Framber Valdez tomorrow, who we wouldn't sign, who Astros, were all their problems right now with injuries, kind of like the Titans. This is why I love my teams. They don't mess around. They don't take problem people. And I tell you, when Valdez crossed that young catcher up and hit him in the chest with that fastball, because he didn't like the pitch he called and gave up the homer, my wife Ann, who's been around baseball for a very long time, watched that and said, he'll never pitch for this team again. They're not going to put up with that. And he didn't. Then when he hit the guy, whoever he hit the other day, after he gives up 2 homers in a row and he hits a guy, or he gives up a homer, hits a guy, hits him, and then Hinch, the manager of the Tigers, this is all for tomorrow, didn't even defend him. His own manager wouldn't defend him. This guy's a whack job, and good riddance. Glad we got rid of him, even though we don't have any pitching. Okay, let's get to, I got a couple more minutes. Phone lines are open on Louise Lucas if you want to weigh in. But I want to get to a clip that I wanted to play earlier, and then I forgot, which was Dem candidate Abdul El-Sayed. He said, we need to abolish everything. This is cut 14, Dan. These are the whack jobs running for U.S. Senate. The Democrats are going to get toasted. I'm telling you, they're not going to vote for these people. Go ahead. Roll it.
I think we need to abolish things like the filibuster and the electoral college, right? I think we need a voting day, like a voting holiday. I think there's a lot we need to do to make our democracy more robust. We need Supreme Court reform, but we need to update democracy for the 21st century. And, the folks who want to pass the SAVE Act, they're telling us that this is about protecting democracy when really it's about taking away voters' rights.
He's going to be the nominee. They're nuts. All right, let's get to the phone lines. This is why we're going to win, folks. We shouldn't win, but we are going to win because they're so bad. The communists, just like MAGA took over the Republicans, communists have taken over the DMC. This is a complete communist takeover of the DMC. Unbelievable. Tim in Hopewell, Virginia. Go ahead, Tim. You're live.
Yeah, John, how are you?
Never better.
The best thing the Republicans and our side can do is just leave it alone in Virginia. The Democrats have imploded. This is our opportunity to not only get rid of Mark Warner, but flip the state Senate in 2027. And on another note, that guy Planter, he's a clown. I mean, he's a communist, socialist, white supremacist, supposed to be for the billionaires and the working class, and yet he's two biggest supporters of Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. I mean, she's going to wipe the floor with him.
I mean,
he's going to clean his clock.
She is going to clean his clock.
You can't make this stuff up.
It's unbelievable. And the guy is a white supremacist,
he is.
Anti-Semite, communist revolutionary, all wrapped in one with a Nazi SWAT sticker tattooed on his arm.
I told you, he got the tattoos in the baggage to prove it. There's no hiding it. You can't make this stuff up.
It is unbelievable.
But you still got to fight as if you're behind. Don't take it
for
granted.
Got to fight.
As if you're behind. Don't take it for granted.
Tim,
That's
you're right.
But I really think they've opened the door with Louise Lucas and the state party to actually. I think they might have a chance to unseat Warner. And the thing they need to do is tie Warner to this entire mess. If you spend the next 6 months tying him to it, make him defend it, you might beat him.
Might have a shot. Tim Hopewell, thank you. Last caller we got time for, and then we got to go. Timbo in Orlando. Timbo, go.
Oh, yeah. Louise Lucas, oh my goodness, that 80-year-old, she owns everything. She's so tied in with the government, with her adult medical centers, her adult medical center transportation company, Lucas Transportation. She got in line and got cannabis distributors licenses. I mean, she was ahead of the redistricting, saying that she was going to push that through 10-1. So, I mean, Lucas has her finger on everything. And when a politician has her finger on everything, investigate her.
Not a good day to be Louise Lucas. Not a good day. There's just a lot of rumors have been floating out there forever. We're going to get to the bottom of it. I hope for her sake she's innocent and did nothing wrong. I really do. I hope she did nothing wrong. But we'll see what happens. If she did, it's not good. It's not good. The whole Democrat Party in Virginia, you're right, it is imploding around us. Godzilla wins. Don't forget tomorrow. Don't forget, go to MakeDCGreat.com, MakeDCGreat.com. Our big party, June 16th. You got to go buy a ticket. Love to have you there. Corey Lewandowski, Morgan Griffith, Brandon Beach, and me, June 16th, Georgetown, MakeDCGreat.com. I'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m.